live in effect now. So as I was saying, most people don't know that the AP, which I created to stand for Accountability Partners, also is like a double entendre. And that's because my first name is Aaron and my middle name is Prentice. Say that again. What did he say? Princess? What? Trust me, I heard it all. Especially from school days. Good thing was that I had some good nerves up in me, so I wasn't easily offended. But my middle name is Prentice. First name Aaron, middle name Prentice. Like apprentice without the A. Hey, my family. Craig, T, Latrice, Tanisha, and everybody that's here hanging out with me on Facebook Live. Nice to meet you. Getting ready to get flowing with this thing, just getting going. Was up on time, but wasn't here on a dime, as you can see, if you know me by now. Check this out, everybody that's watching on Facebook Live. This is Clubhouse. What is Clubhouse? So glad you asked. Clubhouse is only the world's 6th degree of separation remover. It's only the no excuser. It's only the thing that allows you to build tribe like no other thing I've ever seen on the face of this earth. And I've been on every platform, except for the ones that I wasn't supposed to be on. And this happens to be one of the latest iterations of our human greatness. Yes, it's called Clubhouse. And Clubhouse, wow, that was kind of cool. I backed up and all of a sudden the light came on. Okay, I gotta get back in a little bit because now it's fucking up the screen. Okay, this is shout out to my C920 Logitech camera. That's the videographer for this here. Okay. So this is Clubhouse. To me, this is the best thing on the face of this earth, and it's about to change our entire planet. The reason why is because it is a form of social media where the only media is you. And you, and you. You too. And so because of that, what it means is that we're just here chopping it up, talking on the phone even. That's all it is just talking on the phone. It's just audio chat, where you just get to hang out with people and rap about things that you both appreciate and are into, but it goes deeper than that. Because anything that you are doing or that you are trying to do, you can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times as fast here as there or anywhere else. One other cool thing about this is that you can be in the midst of the experience and still browse your shelf, browse the rest of your phone, go somewhere else, basically, and never leave the experience. Imagine a live stream where you could jump from the live stream and go search things and go on other platforms. Now I mean, my people's here, they know what I mean, because this is Clubhouse. Welcome to the AP Morning Show. That's what I do here on Clubhouse. Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless my ass is late, to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I do overtime, most times, really. And it's withstanding and accountability with you, my peeps, my family, my partners, whatever you choose to call yourself. Look, I'm moving this out the way. I'm like, damn, who is this? And it's me. I'm like, man, get out of my way. Like, y'all that's on Clubhouse, you can't see me. I got this canvas behind me. One of the first from the Aaron Hill Sentiments series. And my elbow was bumped up against. I'm like, damn, what the hell is this? And I look over. And it's me. I promise you I'm not vain. I promise you. Reverse psychology. So you need to get on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is something that was launched last April. It hasn't even been a year, but we are here doing amazing things with our life, meeting new people, establishing new connections, going on to form new long-term relationships in different forms, business relationships, and more. So this is just my contribution, one of my 41 contributions to this here platform. Yes, Clubhouse family, I said 41. I have 41 room ideas. Now, I'm executing 4 a week here, but the goal is for everything to be seen through, because that's how lucrative this app is for me and for you. So if you're not on this app already, you got to grab an iPhone for right now until it's released for Android, which will be very soon. This app is under a year and it's already going from here to the sun and to the moon with how people are realizing their dreams. So grab an iPhone, download Clubhouse, drop a comment, holla at me, and I'll pull you on in, one person at a time, because that's how they're handing out the invites. It's dope. Clubhouse fam, what's up? To you, again, to Tanisha, Latrice, and T. I'm about to ping some more people in, and for people on Facebook, what it means is when you invite your friends to a conversation that you think that they would appreciate, something that you think they would be into or that they would like. I like to say, only invite people who you think would really appreciate it. Don't just ping everybody. Don't just ping everybody. I'm trying to teach etiquette here on this platform because we are developing the etiquette right now as this thing is being born. So I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom of my list today. I'm gonna go from my early friends and see a few people that I might want to hang out with and talk to, who I think either this conversation would benefit or they would add value. I'm making sure I'm being mindful. So let me see if my good friend Tiffany is around. I haven't spoken to her in a while. Would just love to say hello. Gonna see if the brother Scooter Brown, this is someone who I played, he's a saxophone player, played a gig with him a couple years ago, had a whole lot of fun. Good brother. Linnell Andrews, she's an organist. I like to see how she's doing. My good bruh, Kier Johnson. See if he's around. Theron Fowler. See if, let's see, Geneva. Tanya, Lawrence, these my peeps. See if True will come through. Definitely Karen. Karen always brings good vibes, good conversation to this conversation. always good information and all kinds of stuff. See if a couple homies around. Homie Lionel. Everybody on Clubhouse, thanks so much for your patience. I'm just giving my peeps over here on YT and FB a quick tutorial just so they'll know why they need to come over here and hang out with us. See if the good brother Larry Lancaster, great comedian and friend, Patrick O'Neill. See if the brother Yuli's around. I did an emotional intelligence for men conversation on here a couple weeks ago. Met some good brothers, as I say, brothers from other mothers, and even sisters from other misters. See if PJ is around, the home of drummer boy, homeboy. All right, everybody. So again, welcome. And we're gonna get this thing started. So if you would like to come up onto the stage so that we could say hey, by all means, please, you know what to do. Throw up your hand, come through. And if not, you just want to listen to this experience, by all means, you can continue to hang out. You might be at work. You know, you can't answer the phone right now. You can't be, in fact, you're already sneaking the earbuds in your ear as it is, you know? Try and get you fired and shit. Or in some other people's cases, they running from their kids, chasing them in the other room. Like, I can't talk right now, I'm taking care of the kids, but I got 20 seconds. Let me hurry up, I'm running from them. They coming after me. This experience is meant to be experienced in different ways. Y'all know by all means, I love to say, hey. So on that tip, I want to say what's up. I'm always happy about the first conversation that I have because it always sets the tone. So everybody, I want to say a huge good morning to Tanisha, good friend Tanisha. Tanisha, what's happening?
Good morning.
Yes. Tanisha. I really want to rhyme, so I really want to be like, Tanisha, it's so nice to meet you, Tanisha. But it's not, we already know each other, so I can't even say that. You know what I mean? Nice to greet you. How about that? It's nice to greet you, Tanisha. Yeah, it's nice to greet you.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right, as they say. I'm all right. I talk to a person like that, and I'm like, you all right? I'm like, okay, what does that actually mean? Okay, that's, yeah, you know what? You all right. You feeling good in the hood.
Yeah.
So I'm all right.
That used to be my favorite thing to say.
Yeah. Hey. You know what's funny, though? You know what's funny to me, though, is the person that, like, says that for everybody that you ask them about, and you're like, God damn, could you give me a little bit more information? You're like, yeah, so how your mama doing? She alright. Oh, well, that's cool. Well, what's going on with your dad? He alright. I'm like, okay, that's good. And could you give me a little bit more? Right.
I'm like, everybody alright. It's fine.
Right.
Everybody good.
It's a good thing to be all right. So yeah, I'm all right, yo. I'm doing well today, Tanisha. I am doing well today. It's a good morning. It's Wednesday, or as some people say here, it's Wednesday. And it's Wednesday, and it's another day that I get a chance to talk to you and everybody else that's gonna come through. Like, I'm happy.
Yeah, man. I was a little nervous this morning. I was like, where you at?
I know, right?
And then I got that ping. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, that's what we doing. He gonna wait till I'm like almost to work. Okay.
Oh man. You know what? Thank you, Tanisha. Oh my gosh, thank you, Tanisha. Tanisha, thank you. Because what you just did was, you just have become my next level of motivation to make sure that I'm on time. OMG. Thank you, Tanisha. I was gonna come looking for you.
What state you staying?
All right, I'm in Maryland.
I was about to roll up on you. Don't do that.
Oh, you know what, Tanisha? Again. So, like, let's see. What's my excuse this morning? Okay, so my excuse this morning is what had happened was.
Nah, don't.
She's like, don't even worry about it.
You are here now.
Right.
You're here now.
Oh my goodness. It's nothing like someone to just, after you've fallen down and you're ashamed and you're like, oh my God, for them to pick you up and be like, don't worry, you are here now. I've got you.
You are here now. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about, organizing your words.
Right.
Don't even worry about it. You are here now. Let's go.
You're right. I love it. Tanisha, okay, check this out, right? So I'm about to do something. You won't see it right this second, but you'll see it a little later. Because you on Facebook, right?
Right.
All right, cool. So a little bit later, you're going to see something that I'm doing in front of the screen right now, which is I got in my left hand, and I'm probably going to waste this goddamn water. Let me back up so I don't fuck up all my equipment. So I got a mug in my left hand. Is the new Aaron Hill Reveal mug. And in my right hand, I have some hot water. And I'm just pouring the water into the cup. And I'm wasting half of this damn water on the floor. And I don't even think this damn water is hot enough anymore to reveal this cup. All right, we'll see. I think in a second, I'm pouring my tea, Tanisha, basically, in a nutshell. And later on, you'll be able to see on Facebook how it reveals right in front of me. Boom. All right, so I got my tea. I just poured me a cup of Tanisha. You're not going to believe it. You're going to be proud of me this morning, Tanisha. So, in my left hand, I have my cup of turmeric tea. Turmeric, is it turmeric ginger? It's at least turmeric. There's another name in there. And in my right hand, Tanisha, I've got a Synergy raw kombucha tantric turmeric in my right hand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get my morning started off right. I think you would be proud of me. And I just tasted this tantric turmeric kombucha yesterday from Synergy for the first time. OMG.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good as hell.
It is good. It is good.
So anyway, you see how my morning is starting off. You see how my morning. How are you? How are you this morning?
I'm well. I am well. I'm alright.
You alright? You alright? You alright?
Yeah, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm up. I'm thankful.
Right.
Thankful for life. And I told you what I'm on. I'm on this free to be me
Right.
vibe.
Right.
And yeah, I'm good. This morning I was just, everything has been kind of funny to me. So
Yeah.
I'm in a very happy-go-lucky.
Right. Right.
This morning, I don't know why. I don't know. I did not have an edible.
Look, that's what they all say when they haven't had an edible.
I did not. Listen, I told you that was my first and last experience. So
Right. Hey, look.
That's just like the remnants or something.
Well, let me tell you this, Tanisha. Okay, so I know you said that was your first and last experience, but I'm gonna make a prediction right now. Now, if it doesn't come true, then all right, that'll just be between me and you and everybody else here and no, it's fine. So here's my prediction. My prediction is that I don't think that's gonna be your last edible experience, and I think it's because I might have something to do with that. If that's the case, I might have something to do with your next edible experience. And the reason why I say that is because you've been around here, you know the family, you know what's up. So you know that within this accountability family, there's a one. In fact, she's not here. I'm about to ping her in now. Let me ping my peeps in.
Are you talking about Auntie Gina's?
I'm talking about Auntie Gina's.
Sir.
She said, "Sir." Oh, that's how you know it changes. She said, "Sir, sir." I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I am telling you, no. Don't speak that over my life.
Right.
Hey, kid.
You know.
Don't speak that over my life.
All right. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave if you really want me to. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, and if it does happen, that won't be for like maybe another 10 years.
Right. I got you. So.
Next, yeah.
So for those that don't know what we're talking about, Auntie Gina, you all should see her here in a bit. She'll probably be hanging out in a few. Auntie Gina she's a cancer who helps people with cancer. Take that from the top. She's a cancer that helps people with cancer. Basically what she does is she continues to help with her form of therapy in the form of foods and edibles for those that are dealing with pain and these kind of things. And so let's just say Auntie Gina's cookies are the shit on many different levels. Yes. So yeah, we're chopping it up about that. And yeah, Tanisha, I'm not going to speak that over your life. I'm just not going to do that. You're right. I am going to chill. I'm going to take a chill pill. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to calm my ass down. And yeah. So other than that, I just think you're on a high because shit, it's Wednesday. Like it's another day. We here. You know,
Right.
new opportunities to do this shit called life. Right.
Yeah, I think you just have to choose. You have to choose how you want your day to go.
Right.
You know, you have to choose your mindset in the morning.
Yes.
And then once you make up your mind, that's how you kind of like perceive the day.
Mm-hmm,
you know. So,
mm-hmm.
yeah, it's been a roller coaster of a ride, you know, with my job and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they can definitely tell the shift in my mood because I've definitely been protecting my peace.
Right.
But I'm learning. So I have an issue with my face. So people always think that I'm looking a certain way, or my dad likes to say that my face responds first. So with this math situation, I thought I was covered. You know, I thought I was.
Right.
I was good.
Both like literally and figuratively, right?
Yeah. And no.
You're realizing something different. Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you something though, Tanisha. Can I tell you something that I'm feeling? So check this out, right? As I'm listening to your words, you know, I listen real closely. I pay attention, you know, and I listen consciously and subconsciously. So one of the things that I heard in your words, it struck a chord with me. Okay, Tanisha, you just happen to be a person who is in an environment where your peace equals decrease or equals a threat to others. Like literally, the more you go down your direction and your path of peace, the more it is seen as and felt as a threat on the other side. Not because it is, it's when you got the wrong damn lenses on, or you're standing in a different position and you're having ego trips, or you know, just a bunch of other shit. Am I even I won't even say, like, you know how people say, am I in the ballpark? I ain't even gonna ask you, am I in the ballpark? Am I even like in the
You in my business?
No, I was gonna say am I even in that am I even in the community, like remotely in the community that the stadium, that the ballpark is in?
Yeah. I think it really stems from how some people perceive women of color in the corporate world. Or so it's very hard, and sometimes you're like, it's a stressor because you're not trying to be perceived in a certain light,
right? But
you want to get your job done,
right?
And there's other people that are lacking, so then it's like this whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I was in here talking to you about it, and I was like, I'm just not.
Right.
I'm just not.
Right.
You know, and once I made that decision, and I've just been protecting my peace, and not saying cutting anyone off, because I think
not at all.
We take the negative route when we say we made up our mind to be a certain way.
Throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's
been like very calm.
Right.
Yeah, just being very calm and handling people. You know, some people come in with their stress, and I was like, listen, this is a spa.
Right.
Calm down.
Right.
When you come in here and you speak to me, you're in my realm. That means you need to calm down.
Right.
You need to release all of that stress. Leave it at the door before you walk in here. Let's talk about it. And I just kind of slow it on down. And that's been more, so I'm like not only protecting my peace, but protecting my area, like my whole area. Like, listen, you're coming in here, you have questions. I understand that this is a business.
Right.
When you approach me, I need you to realize what you're approaching. You're approaching someone that's going to demand that you calm down. So calm down. Let's take it down a notch.
Right.
Okay, what do you need?
Right.
What is it that you need from me?
Right.
And let me help you. So that has been, and I had to take control of that because I started to see myself become these crazy people.
Right.
I was like, I
can't do it. Can't do it.
Can I please?
Listen, Tasha.
I need to chime in, please. God had me find you guys. You have no idea the late morning I had today. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm sorry. I just felt like, look at God's work. Okay. So, I'm Tasha. Nice to meet you. Aaron,
Hello.
thank you for continuing to offer space, because I'm telling you, you're doing God's work, Aaron.
100.
I hope you know that, okay?
I
So,
do, and I thank you. I thank you
oh
for
my
affirming.
God. I was called up to do God's work, and I know who I am. But when people cross paths with someone like me, they just take, and I give, because I'm an empath and I'm a healer, and I just want to support. But there's a fine line between enabling, right, and empowering.
For sure.
And that's where I was mixing the two. So last night, I had a situation where I'm the only woman, and oftentimes the only person of color at many tables. And as soon as an opportunity was presented, it was pulled right underneath me, because I was told that, hey, why are you acting like I need you? You're coming at me like I need you. And I'm thinking to myself, but low-key, you do need me, though. Everything you told me presents the opportunity where I can take my kiss, we can intersect it with your kiss, and we can create magic. But because I'm a woman, and I'm a black woman, you see me as black, and I'm not black. I'm an African queen. So hear what? You want to have a conversation with me? I'm not going to redevelop old patterns, because I went in. And I had to pull myself out, because that's how they want us to react.
Right.
And I had to say, Tasha, take a minute, breathe. Understand that reality is not everyone's reality. That R represents release. And I'm releasing the chains of capitalism. I am not chasing the money. So when you're looking for the money, my value proposition is God's work. It is not money. And they don't know what to do with that. Because when you come to the table and it's no longer about money, the power dynamics change.
100%. This is
Tanisha, girl, I DM'd you. We need to talk, okay?
Yeah, we can talk.
100.
Aaron knows. The last 2 weeks. Has it been 2 weeks, or was it last week? I really that was to, one, be still. I realized that every conversation that is being had is not a conversation for me to partake in.
Yep. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. Take that from the top and slow that shit down, what you just said, because I'm telling you, that is a gem. And then from there, when you get a chance, if you could put that under my first Instagram post, it's a quote, and I always have people put quotes there. Do you better? Say that again, please.
Put it on a t-shirt, girl. Put it on a t-shirt, please.
Say that again for me too.
Every conversation that is had is not a conversation for me to partake in.
Whew.
So it's just understanding when to speak, when to listen, and sometimes when to hear, because there's a big difference between listening and
100.
So people say that I have selective hearing, and I say, yes, I do.
Of course.
And the reason
Proud
is
of it.
because everything that is being said is not something for me to take in and to feed to my spirit, to my soul. So, no, I don't take in everything, but I am aware of everything. So it's very important, and we can talk about this later. Tasha, I know you said you DM'd me, so we'll talk about this, because I don't want to take away from what this room is for.
100.
But I will say this. We are so often misunderstood because of the direction that systems have taken us into.
Right.
However, if you take a moment, and this is something that I've been very intentional about since last week, is embracing my feminine self and being able to be still and be quiet and be more observant. When I realize that I don't have to have a conversation with everyone, I don't always have to have something to say, I don't always have to listen to what someone is telling me,
right.
and understanding that I need to build the proper boundaries.
Right.
I need to build a proper armor for myself,
right.
but I also need to realize when to be still and when to be quiet and just observe,
yes.
so that way I can come on the back end and address things in the proper way,
yes.
without emotion and with logic.
Yes.
So once I realized that and got back into my feminine self and enjoying it, I realized everything that comes with the essence of a woman is heightened. It turns into something completely different. And this is the reason why sometimes we go in and out of intuition. It's because we try to become something else instead of really embracing who we
ourselves
are as women.
What?
So, just take that moment, because when I say so many things have been revealed to me, not only with my job,
yes.
but just in life in general.
Yes.
It's such a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Yes, the woman is powerful, but when you release a woman of all other things that society has placed on her shoulders, she
yes.
becomes this garden that is just amazing. And it's like I'm having an outer body experience watching my garden
yes.
bloom.
yes.
So
yes.
it's a beautiful thing, but just take a moment and just be still.
Yes.
Tap into that. But that's
Tanisha, let me tell you this. This is
feminine.
Yes, 100%. Tanisha, you okay. It's all Tasha, hold on, Tasha, hold on a sec, sis. Hold on. Tanisha, you OMG. Okay. So we kicked it off from the top. As always, we have a good time hanging out. We start off talking about things just kind of real relaxed, easygoing. I start flowing and just joking with you about how I'm late and you were like, yeah, in fact, you brought it up. You were like, I was looking for you. That unfolds into a convo where, we go down this path and we get here. And I was saying to you even then, I was like, thank you for the continued motivation to not only be here and be on time, but like be on the grind like I am. And it's interesting because I just noticed something that just happened. As you told that story, and as I told you that what I felt as far as, you're in this interesting place where you're the peacekeeper in the midst of people that aren't seeking that same thing. And some that are, but not in the same way. And it's easy to cause that clash there. So what I realized with this show and with these experiences is that this is a part of your fill up for that peace in the most beautiful way as you go out to face the world every day. And that shit is dope as fuck. Tanisha.
It really is.
What? Let me tell you. I always enjoy mirrors, and I always enjoy being affirmed by mirrors, and it's why I show up in the way that I do, because that's what I know is going to come through, and I'm looking forward to it every time. Thank you as always, Tanisha, for what you bring to me and what you bring to this space as you continue to say yes over and over and over to yourself and design your life in the way that you do on purpose. Hell yes.
Thank you for letting me share that. Thank you. I really appreciate the space.
Yes,
and
yes.
it does allow me to release my lesson.
Yes.
It allows me, like when I'm actually processing, it allows me to be like, hey, this is what's going on and this is what was revealed to me. Let me go ahead and sprinkle this on you real quick. But thank you so much for the space. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And one last thing I want to say to you is thank you not only for what you said and how you dropped it, and because it was such a gem. Thank you for putting it in the succinct way that you did. And thank you for also being intentionally mindful in the way that you presented and how you held the space. I always appreciate people who recognize and understand flow and flow and flow with that. I appreciate you, Tanisha. Can't wait to catch up with you again. Have a great day today, everybody. Let's open up your microphones and let's say a huge good morning to Tanisha. Have an amazing day. Amazing day, Tanisha.
Good morning.
Woohoo!
Beautiful goddess.
Yes. OMG, I tell y'all, the experiences here every day just play out in the most beautiful way. And once again, I want to say hey to my peeps on FB and YT. Good to see ya. Some of y'all, it's nice to meet you. And I want to say the same thing to the Clubhouse fam. Y'all see that? People on FB. And again, if you're not with me on FB, you can. Cool thing about this app, you can visit me and still be hanging out in the damn experience. Crazy. Just look for me at Aaron Hill TV. At Aaron Hill TV. At Aaron Hill TV on FB. And so FB, here's my Clubhouse family. Y'all saw when we first started, it was only a couple people. Now you see how the people are pouring in. Ping a friend in. Let's begin. And so, on that tip, everybody, here we are once again, another day, doing these things our way. I'm going to read a couple quotes, and then we're going to jump to the good brother, Ken Briscoe, and say a huge good morning. Again, these are from my quotes that are in my Medium series. Medium is an app that you can download in your app store. Just look up Medium. It's a place for writers where we store our writings. We can store our articles. We can store our journaling. We can store our diaries. And so here's a part of my diaries there. I have about 8 books that I'm writing there. One is called Quotes, and it's my first book of quotes. I have 2 of them there so far, with over 150 quotes in there. Check this out. Here's something for you. If people aren't taking you seriously, they may be mirroring something that you may be oblivious to, but ultimately being the demonstration for. Because people only take you as seriously as you take yourself. Period. I'll say that again. Period. Don't blame others for not taking you seriously. Take a second to look at yourself to see how confident, rational-minded, authentic, genuine, pragmatic, professional, solid, and secure you are in the way you come across or present. Your actions may very well be the reason, and you may be actually leading them by example. So take inventory again and again and again and again and again. Here's another one for you. Remember, the only consistency in life is change. The more you remind yourself of this and accept it, the better you'll cope with life. Its inevitables and its ebbs and flows. I also believe this leads to creating the best quality of life that you can, because you can remain mutable and embrace the fluctuations peacefully in the end. I wrote that on January 7th, 2020. Here's another one. My ultimate goal is to be undeniable in every way possible. And I mean that from a positive perspective. As you can imagine. There are 2 roads that lead to success. Finding the right road or finding all the wrong roads, which by process of elimination ultimately lead you to the right road. Take solace in both processes and paths. There are 2 sides. They are 2 sides of the same coin. And here's one, last but not least. Stop waiting for ideal circumstances to make a move. There are none. There's only real life with real risk, uncertain outcomes, fails, successes, evolution, growth, and learning experiences. What determines your success rate, is your ability to accept this, have courage, and move forward. It's time for you to get moving. Your dreams and goals await you. And once again, I want to say to everybody, welcome to the AP Morning Show. Let's get this thing started. Everybody open up your microphones and let's say a huge good morning to the good brother, Ken Briscoe. Good morning, Ken. The good brother. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. It's the brother. The brother Ken. Ken Briscoe.
What's good, bro?
What's good, bro? Ken Briscoe, bro. It's always good to hang with you, bro.
What we doing today, man? What we doing?
What we doing today, bro? I like they say, I don't know, bro. I can't call it. I might spoil it. You know. And I ain't trying to do that and flush it down the toilet. So yeah, bro, I have no idea, bro. What you know what I mean? You know how we go, bro. How you feeling, man? How was everything yesterday, bro? Let's start there, bro. How was the rest of your day yesterday?
Yo, yesterday, of course, with everything I'm doing, took all my time, all the way up to the last minute.
Right.
I enjoy what I do, so it's fun and stressful at the same time. I like more fun than stress, but everything is grinding, man. Everything is moving. I ain't got no issues.
Right.
Just tackling the day.
Yes. What were you working on yesterday, by the way, bro? I mean, I know we chopped it up a bit.
It's what wasn't I working on.
Gotcha. That's the shorter list, right? That's the shorter list.
Right.
I feel you on that.
For the day, I'm building out a new format. I think I was telling you a while ago, I'm building my agency out a little bit more.
Right.
Expand it. Got some other products. Clubhouse has given me a lot to do, a lot to think about. Was in a room last night. One of my buddies from North Carolina runs another agency.
Right.
We chopped it up with some folks. And just kind of, thinking about how much play I can have and putting my work around that.
100, bro. Bro, what's the name of your agency? What's the name of your company? Again, bro.
So the company's called A6 Media.
But
we're transitioning.
Okay.
The number 6 Media.
Got it.
Transitioning to a new brand called Inkwell.
Got it.
Because I told you, for 20 years, just about 90% of my clients have been clients, organizations that focus on communities of color or procurement managers, decision makers around diversity.
Right.
And I decided to formalize it now and just really focus on branded mainstream messages for communities of color.
Right.
So
right.
That's what we do.
Is this you and Ryan that I met the other day in the experience?
No, that's crazy, right? So Ryan and I and Alex had an agency about 15 years ago. We both have our respective businesses.
Right.
And as we were coming up, we came together and formed an agency and then dissolved it about a year and a half later and then moved off in our respective days to build our own agencies up a little bit larger.
Yeah.
But they have an agency called Stratagon down in North Carolina. Two great brothers, black owned, doing some real things in a space that there aren't any black agencies. So, yeah, they're good brothers.
And, I brought him up because, it was really, really nice to meet the brother the other day, man, in the Sales Funnel Saturday experience. And, I love how y'all work together. I love y'all chemistry. And I love the fact that, especially with what you just told me, that, as you all have journeyed together, then here's a space where you're able to have and do what you do individually and still work together in a powerful way. The interplay between y'all was amazing, bro. It was great. I just want to revisit that moment, bro. I just really appreciated it. You and Ryan were great together.
Listen, man, when you find people that are like you, keep them close.
100.
They're hard to find. Keep them close and be diligent about keeping them close. I haven't been good about that as much in the past, but I think in the past year or so I've gotten very deliberate about keeping folks close that I'm similar to, which is why I'm on your room.
I was just about to say, bro, isn't this like literally in the moment, like the damn validation of exactly what you're saying? Isn't it amazing, bro? I mean, it's again your words, bro, because again I look at these as real memorable times that we're having right now, and your words will always echo, man. Like I said, they've been coming up like every couple days when I'm telling somebody about this app and just talking about all the testimonials and just what I'm doing here and how I'm duplicating everything that I've done before. And I'm like, yeah, the brother Kim Briscoe, the way he put it, he was just like, yo, I don't know anybody who I talk to or check in with every day, like every day. And I was like, and we were right in the midst of just talking about the praises of this environment. So yeah, bro, it's the whole deal is cool. Keeping people close, that's important, is very important. And this is the coolest and most damn convenient way to do that shit, man. It's amazing. So yeah, bro. So I know you're getting ready for the day, bro. Did you did your son outbench you yet, bro? Did he outbench you?
Yo, let me tell you, I'm beating this young boy's ass. Let's be honest. Like, he don't know. He's a college student, so
right.
He hasn't learned the lesson that you can't party all weekend. I wore his ass out last night.
Yo, that's the leverage right there, yo. When they still don't know that part yet, like that's the leverage. You like you might be young, but your ass cannot party all weekend and think, look, my fuel ain't that damn gone, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Don't front, like young boy. Don't think you just gonna go out, wear your body down, and come up here and beat me in the gym. I'm gonna teach you a whole lesson.
Whole lesson. Oh my God, yo.
But nah, it's cool, man. Like I said the other day, I just appreciate the time we can spend together. And what it's really done, just on some serious stuff, because we always try to inject a little growth in this. I have a daughter too. She's 26, and she's in her own space and does her thing. But as this relationship, this different relationship is starting to take shape with my son and myself,
right?
It's made me become even more deliberate about being intentional about creating a new relationship with my daughter. Same but different.
The same but different.
That's been weighing heavy on me because she's moving in different directions, a little bit older. But I have to be intentional about trying to create a space for her to enter into, so we can see what we can build. I'm excited about that. She's just like me too, so I'm excited about that. So I think it's going to be some good things in 2021 for me, her, and my family. So anyway, bro, thanks for the room.
Yeah, no doubt, bro, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt, bro. And I know you got a roll, so I ain't gonna keep you, bro. Yeah, are they 4 years apart? Are they 4 or 5 years apart?
No, 7.
7 years apart. Got it.
Yeah, they're 7 years apart. So yeah, man.
That's what's up,
I
bro.
appreciate everything, and just so you know, I'm headed to the gym
yes,
now because I gotta get in twice just so I can beat him once.
Hell yeah, baby. Let's get it, baby. Hey, man, it's always good to talk to you, bro. As always, man. Thanks for stopping through, bro. Much love and appreciation to you, bro.
Hey, yo, I'll definitely have turned the bell on for you, so whenever you pop up, if I can't make it, I'm going to do my best to make it, man.
You know it, bro. Have a great day today, man. Everybody, open up your microphones. Let's say have a wonderful day to the good brother, Ken Briscoe. Amazing one, bro. Yes, y'all. It's the best, y'all. Yes. I got the best friends. I really feel like, the one thing I love about curating and curation is that you get the opportunity to curate in the way that works for you. And the thing I know is that the feeling that happens in this room every morning is a feeling that is very, very unique to this Clubhouse environments. I'm not a person that's out there in these Clubhouse streets like that, I promise you. What happens to me is when I get on the platform, I consume it for a short time to really, really get it in, to understand the inner workings of it, and consume. And the reason why that is because that's how you really understand things and how you understand how you're going to position yourself. I always say, in order for you to become more educated or even become a genius, the thing is you listen twice as much as you talk. And then before you talk, you listen one more time again. And so my friends, what I've been doing is doing that for the last 30 days. And I've consumed this, and then I found my place in it. And what I know from what I keep hearing you echo and what I already knew in my mind going into it was that for some people, they're like, look, the feeling that I get in this room, I don't get anywhere else. And it's nothing. It's a breath of fresh air. And I so appreciate that and continue to be that and stand here every morning, AP morning show. And guess what? I haven't even told the rest of my audience about this yet. I've been telling you all that for the past couple days, and I will continue to, because what you're about to see happen and unfold in this room, when I put out the message to the 77,000 on YouTube and the 10,000 on my email list and the other hundreds of thousands that are on my digital list, what they're going to get a chance to see is my family, you, me, everybody that's been here with me. And you'll get a chance to meet my family. And then they'll open it up for Android, and then they'll open it up for the world. And each one of those iterations will continue to be unfolding of pouring in of good people all here for one thing: accountability for you and for me. And so I just want to thank you all again for all that you bring to this experience, and most of all, for being in this experience. And as we continue this, we're going to have something that I started on Monday that's a new aspect of this here experience. And it's called Segment with Sherry, where myself and Sherry Goodall, if you PTR, you'll see next to me, where we chop it up about different things from day to day, same time, right here around this, usually around 9, but I'm going to jump into it today and we'll get on our way. It's where we talk about Clubhouse updates, things that you should be looking out for, etiquette when it comes to Clubhouse, as well as we work in the field of creative brand strategy. So we're going to be talking about some of those things. And then on some days, just hanging out, talking about the latest in pop culture and that kind of good stuff. Yesterday, we talked about Amanda Gorman and the speech and the speeches, OMG. And I watched them, so we're gonna talk about that for a few today too. But on that tip, segment with Sherry. Everybody, let's say good morning to Sherry Goodall. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. What's happening?
What's happening? How you feeling this morning? Did you drink your tea? You got your tea? You got something, to drink or something? Are you hydrated?
Okay, so I'm hydrated. I drank some oolong tea, which,
shit.
Right. I'm on it this morning, and I am, actually, I'm a little hungry, so I'm going to be in the background making me something to eat, because I hate taking vitamins on an empty stomach, because it makes me feel nauseous, and I don't know why I did that this morning.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot to say, I forgot to mention, if you want to come up to the stage, by all means, raise your hand, bring you up to the stage, throw your mic on mute, and if you like to just continue to hang out in the audience and listen in, by all means, thank you, as always, for stopping by. But yeah, oolong, you got your oolong tea. Look, oolong is one of my faves, actually. One of my faves.
I got my oolong on.
100%. How was Beating with Sherry yesterday? Was it pretty good?
Oh my goodness. It was amazing. It was really amazing. I had some ladies on the show with me yesterday that just jumped in live, and we were just chopping it up and talking about about strategy, and we talked about all kinds of things. We talked about the difference between a landing page versus a website. So that was interesting. But it was a good day.
That's what's up. So, we're gonna, one of the things that for everybody here, Sherry and I are business partners, and we work in a particular fashion around social media and creative brand strategy. We've been doing it individually for a while as we have served different people in the field, and now we've decided to come together on a venture that is creative brand strategy sessions. So we're doing this, we're building this out, we're taking on clients and these kind of things, and we're also here on Clubhouse doing a version of what we do in more detail past this part of our experience and what we have to offer. So every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Sherry and I host a room that's called the Hot Seat Creative Brand Strategy Sessions, and it's where we hang out and do power sessions with people 15 minutes at a time, as many people that we can get in an hour and a half, with respect to the things that we're sharing. And so you can ask any question. We look at your content. We go from here to your Instagram and just kind of check out what you have. And you tell us what question you might have as far as how to grow your brand, how to be more visible, how to market, all these kind of things. And we do a quick power session or a hardcore deep dive with you, 15 minutes, which really gives you, honestly, what you would probably get in a couple hours worth of information and that kind of thing. So anyway, of course, today's Wednesday, so join us 3 p.m. for that. But every Wednesday on this segment with Sherry, we're going to just kind of chop it up for a second about something related to growing your brand, your personal brand, your business brand or what have you. And boom, it'll just be like a tip, just something to talk about, give you something to think about. So on that tip, Sherry, is there anything on your mind already in that direction? Or we can do like how we normally do and just jump into something, chop it up.
Yeah, let's jump into it today. Let's get it.
Okay. So what is the question that you're asked the most right now in doing creative brand strategy, digital marketing, and that kind of thing? What's the thing you find yourself addressing the most? That we can help people with.
So let me start by talking about who I really enjoy working with. And then I can qualify that. I love working with people that already have businesses going, so they have some sort of foundation to work from, to start from, right? Because generally, the first question anybody asks, foundation or not, is how can I get more clients? And if you don't have a foundation, it's hard for me to help you get more clients because you got to get some clarity. But when you have a foundation and you're trying to get more clients, the first thing I like to say is go back and let's analyze what you've looked at so far.
Right.
Like, where are you getting clients? Making sure that you can identify where they're coming from. And if you can't identify where they're coming from, then that's where we start. Right. Maybe it's the ask, right? Maybe you're not asking the right questions to close the sale. So it just depends, but I always love to work with people so that we can go back and kind of decompose or pull everything apart and really look at what's working and what's not working and what you've done so far. And a lot of times we're so close up on it ourselves that we can't see it. So you need another set of eyes, a fresh set of eyes that can look at things objectively. It's very hard as a business owner to be in your own business and looking at it yourself and being fully objective.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I guess one of the things that comes down the pike is, for many people, should I, as they're looking at things and trying to figure things out, is like, should I combine my personal and business accounts together? Or should I use just my personal to push what I'm trying to do, or business? Many people, they have something so deeply direct to do with their business that their personal brand would actually benefit their business. But at the same time, they don't know how to deal with that. This is something I know you asked a lot.
This is a question I love. Yes, I love this question. So let me see. There are a good number of ladies in the room. So ladies, let me ask you this, particularly the ladies on the stage. Would you agree or disagree that makeup and fashion go through trends? Yes? 100%. 100%. Guess what? So does marketing. Marketing goes through trends, right? There's some things that are base, but there are some things that change. And so the reason I love this question is because at some point in time, we were telling people as marketers, you need to separate your personal stuff from your business page. You need to keep it separate. People don't need to see all your family stuff. They don't care. Well, that trend has come and gone. Yep. And now it's, you need to be more personable. And not that we never wanted, but now it's becoming even more important to become more personable. Right. So you do need to incorporate your personal into your business pages. And the biggest word or phrase I can tell you, you need to humanize your brand.
Yes.
People want to relate to brands where they know that they're real people just like themselves that are behind the business.
100%. That is so. I am a living, walking, breathing testimony and testament of what she's saying, and it's the same thing that I preach from the top of the damn mountain. It is that the more relatable your brand is, the more digestible. And we have never been one-trick ponies. And what it is that we grew up in industries where you could not be valued for all of who you were. There was no way when I was 17 to be a musician and at the same time be into psychotherapy and that benefit my brand. Like, record labels couldn't use it as that. So now the most significant thing you can do is to be able to incorporate you within your business, and for many people, for it to just boil down to one thing, because of the fact that you are the brand, especially in situations where you are the brand, and then from there's these different branches. Making it humanized, like you said, is one of the most important things. People, I used to kind of look sideways at like reality TV, and now I appreciate it on a different level, because I was looking at an 80s, gremlin car, like for the concept of automobile. I was looking at one thing and judging the whole concept. Later, what I realized, and this is the story of my life, is that I, every day, am creating expressions that are so relatable and not businessy or selly feeling. And they're the things that actually go deeper as far as my business and my brand.
Well, and the truth of the matter is, this is why I love social media. I have a quote on my email signatures that says, it's called social media because you're meant to be social, right? And early on, we were looking at social media as a way to do business, and that's all we were looking at.
Right.
But over time, and we have to remember, social media is really not that old.
Right.
It's really not that old, right? And over time, we've realized that people want to be social. Like when I was in corporate, one of the first things that I realized early on, and I had to convince my boss to get a Facebook page. And that's when Facebook was really the only thing out there, other than, I think MySpace had just died or something. But when Facebook first came out, and here's the short story. We were looking to do a focus group. And if you've ever had to put together a focus group, it's expensive, it's very time consuming, and there's a lot of data that you not only have to collect, but then sort through and then report back to your C-suite, right? And somehow I was like, nope, we don't need that. Let's just do Facebook. And he was like, why? And I was like, because we can ask people a question and they want to answer it, and we don't have to pay a focus group or rent a room or any of that. Right. And so we tried it and it worked. And so look at where we are now. Right.
100%, So this right here is why we call it creative brand strategy. And so that's just an idea. That's a tip. This is a concept when it comes to, or some ideas when it comes to pulling together your personal and your business. If you have more questions and that kind of thing, you can DM us, because we, like I said, from here, we actually work with people one-on-one. And also, you can hang out with us at 3 p.m. where we'll dive into this more. 3 p.m. here on Clubhouse at our room that's called the Hot Seat Creative Brand Strategy Sessions. Sherry, I watched the speech yesterday. OMG, Amanda was on fire.
She's the one.
Oh my gosh.
It's like watching The Matrix and be like, oh, you're the Oracle.
Right. Exactly. So if you all haven't seen that, by all means, in the inauguration, Amanda, is it Gorman or Gorham? Is it Gorman? Gorham?
I believe it's Gorman.
Gorman, yeah. She shut the house down. Check that out. And we're also going to talk about that further in these experiences as we go out throughout the week, because we can't talk enough about the history that's being made here. Sherry, so before we cut on out of here, so Beating with Sherry, what's going on today? Tell the folk about what's going on and what time and where.
Wow, I'm glad glad you asked this, because I'm actually looking for some people. So if anybody's interested, I am now turning Wednesdays into Co-work Wednesdays.
Yes.
And what that means is that on Wednesdays we drop in, and this is the accountability room, so I know y'all are gonna understand this. We drop in on Wednesdays and we start telling what we're working on and holding each other accountable. We do some co-working, together in the room for about 30 minutes or so. And then we follow back up with each other the next week to see if we've accomplished the things that we put on our list to get done in our businesses or personal lives.
Whew, love it. OMG. So that's today?
That's today. I start at 11:30. If you want to jump in and be live with me on camera, I will be streaming in Clubhouse, but I am live on YouTube and Facebook. So you can go to my Facebook page or my YouTube channel, and there will be a link there for StreamYard where you can jump in.
May I ask, is it Eastern or PST?
Oh, absolutely. It's Eastern Standard Time, so 11:30, and we go for about an hour.
100%. Thank you. And thank you for that question, Tasha. Yeah, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm sorry.
One more thing. I meant to say that if you want to jump into the find my Facebook page or my YouTube, the link is in my Instagram bio. Perfect.
That was just what I was about to say to you. Perfect. So yes, join Sherry every day, Monday through Friday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Facebook, YouTube, and Clubhouse for Beating with Sherry. I'm happy because I get a chance to be a part of that legacy in building and being a part of the creative brand strategy with that. And so check out Beating with Sherry, stringing together the gems of life, one bead at a time. Much love, Sherry. And everybody, open your microphones. Let's affirm Sherry on an amazing day today on purpose. Yes. Have a great day, Sherry.
Have an amazing day, Sherry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, y'all. It's the best, y'all. The AP Morning Show. Thank you all so much. I love how this is coming together. As we work to continue to bring love and all the beauty that we bring here and continue to add value to that. I'm always looking for the ways that I feel internally to add value. And so I hope that brought you deep value. And as we continue with this experience, I think I see. Wait a minute. I know I see. Who's that? LT. LT, would it be? Hopefully you're not asleep. LT, would it be? Yesterday she was asleep, y'all. LT, would it be? Oh my God, that was funny. I just had to do that, LT. I just had to do that. I just had to say that. Like, that's what you added a new rhyme. You know that, right? You added a new line to the damn theme song. So now it's LT, would it be? Hopefully your ass is not asleep. LT, would it be? Hopefully your ass is not asleep. Oh man, LT, what it be?
Man, all be.
All be. Oh, I love that, yo. All be, yo.
All be what it be.
It all be. What it be? Yo, it's so good to hear your voice. OMG.
I'm so glad to be heard.
Yes, yeah. So how was the rest of your day after resting in the morning?
How was my day after resting in the morning?
Oh, and I forgot y'all. I forgot to tell y'all. I forgot. The reason why I need to bring my voice down because I forgot. The reason why we're whispering is because LT is on West Coast time. And so what that means is that it is only 6:02 there. So my ass is too loud and too damn proud. Get loud. Yo. Hey, LT, why one of the first rooms that I saw on here, like the first maybe week I was in, like right before we met, I saw this room, and I know it's got to still be out there. It was the ASMR whisperer. That shit was so dope and funny and fun. Like, I was like, yo, this was brilliant. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
Did anybody else hear that?
I don't think I actually came across it yet.
Right.
I'm gonna look for it.
Yo, LT, it was great.
I would love to hear how low they go.
The thing was, it was fun and funny because they were like, it was kind of like how we joke here. So it was all like really positive fun. But because everything was whispering, it made stuff sound, even more funny. So it's just like, yo, what, really? Like, how you just gonna be all up in my Kool-Aid like that this morning? Like, I'm really feeling you right now. I can't even shout how loud I want to shout. It was just that kind of shit. And then one dude came in and they were like, yo, what's up, Rich, man? Nice to meet you. Oh, we see you a singer. Hey, bro, can you sing to the ladies real quick? Like, real quick. And he was like, all right, man, I got you. Da-da-do, da-do. Like, it was just funny. It was so fun. Like, it was so positive and just fun and funny. So, yeah, the ASMR experience.
That's really dope.
Right.
Yeah, but if you run across it again, just go in there and then ping me.
I will. And
you haven't found the moan room anymore. Have you found the moan room?
I haven't. I don't know if they're on strike. If they struck their asses out. I don't know. Maybe.
I think they got kicked out or something.
Right. God damn it! I didn't get to put in for my audition. I told everybody that's here. I told everybody about a week or so ago I was gonna go into the moan room and just be like, "Yo, what's up, y'all?" Like I was gonna moan to the beat and shit. I was gonna moan to the beat.
Yes, everybody when he does that, and I want him to cut it out.
Oh man!
Just stop it. Just stop it.
Right. So yeah.
You know what? It reminds me of what my nephew says to my sister. I have older nephews and nieces, and so my sister, the one that would kick me out all the time. Every time she would say something to my nephew, he'd be like, "Just stop, just stop." He'd be like, "Right, John, take out the garbage." He'd be like, "Just stop, please, just stop."
Well, the best is you're doing the most.
Right.
You're doing the most.
Right.
You know what, Tasha? If you hear my nephew, he's very tall, and he really doesn't talk to people. So when it comes out, like, just stop.
Right.
You just look around like, what the?
Right.
I just asked you to take out the garbage. She was like, watch him. Watch what he say when I ask him to do something. He's like, Mommy, just stop.
Oh
just
my
stop.
God, that is so funny. How old is he, if I might ask? How old is he?
I think my John is like 22 now. Yeah, he might be 22 now.
Yeah, my daughter's 19. It's the same thing, girl.
Oh, yeah. My daughter asked me, you in my business? Don't do that. She always say that. You in my business? Don't do that.
Right. There be those kind of things where they say certain things and like part of you is like, what? Like, who do you think you talking to? And then the other part is kind of just laughing your ass off on the inside. Like, you're like, oh my gosh. But I can't show you that I'm laughing because then you're going to go overboard with this shit.
Oh, yeah. My son always tells me to bring it in so he can give me a hug. He's like, you need one of these. Come on, bring it in. Come get this hug.
Oh, man. That's so beautiful.
Just stop. So I use this stuff back on them. We've come up with some amazing little phrases, like just on the internet.
Yes.
You got the person that be like, it's above me now. Now that one is hilarious. And then I don't know if y'all ever watched the video with Morgan when she says the guy, she's talking about the job that she's working at. And she'll be like, new door me, God, new door me.
Yeah.
When is it my turn? Yo, that's
hilarious.
I could watch Morgan over and over, y'all. She's like, I gotta go into this job and pretend like I'm happy, like, She's like, when is it my turn? Yo, that joke is funny. Oh, it's Morgan. I never heard this before. What? I gotta tag you, Sherry. I gotta tag you. Still. Let me tell you something. Morgan will have you in stitches. I'm telling you, she is funny. She got ponytails in her head. She's sitting in her car on break, and she's like talking to God like, these people out here, they're making all this money, and I'm in here. I can barely, pay my rent, and I'm trying to figure out. God said, you may not come when you want to, but
we'll be there right on time.
Right?
I just had to do it that way.
So when is it my time? You told I gotta watch it. It is. Please send it to me. I'm gonna put the link under your AP morning show on Facebook.
Please
so
do. Please do. Speaking of which, speaking
and
of Facebook.
I promise you,
yeah.
You're gonna holler and you're gonna watch it over and over and over again. It's one of those things.
It's one of them. I can't wait to see that. I want to quickly say, speaking of FB and everybody that's in the audience with me and us and he and thee and she and they and Tapora, Diamond, Amber, thank you so much for hanging out. Tapora, it's so good to see you. It's always good when I see my peeps from other streets like FB and YT and knowing personally. She's my good friend. Yeah. And yes, if you'd like to come up to the stage, by all means, you can raise your hand. And I also want to say a quick good morning to everyone that's on FB. I'm gonna read a couple comments real quick. Eunice says, good morning, sir. Hey, Ron, what up? David Tisdale, hey, Aaron, bro. So David Tisdale is here with us right on the damn stage. And this is what I'm talking about. When you are experiencing the AP morning show from all angles, I can say hey to T here and say hey to T here. Brother T and my good cousin, Mac Red. What up, cuz? Good morning to you. Missy's here in the experience, but I'm gonna read her comments anyway. Missy said, dang, can't come up to the stage yet, but the amount of gems those queens are dropping and creating a path of excellence is just crazy bananas. And I had to say that like that because those caps and that had me on bleak. Missy said, I really mean those gems have truly created a physical path for folk to walk into their next level. I love being a black woman. Hell yeah. Yo, my buddy, Hassan. Okay, Hassan, you have got to get on Clubhouse, bro. You got to grab an iDevice and come on over, bro. I tell you, I want y'all to meet Hassan. I want y'all to meet the people who I started off my career with, but not just my career. I started off my life with when I was doing music as a teenager, when I was a rapper, like before these piano playing days. Hassan says, oh, Void. That's what we used to say to each other. Like, y'all know how people say, oh, word, oh, word. We'd be like, oh, Void. Like when we thought somebody was lying about what they were saying. So yeah, bro, I ain't lying about shit. Oh my God. D-Love, good morning to you. Good morning. Come through. Y'all be coming through. And I love this. So yeah, LT. So LT, you know, yesterday you had, you rested, you had some good rest. For those that weren't here yesterday, it was funny as hell. I opened up the mic, I was like, LT, would it be? I had a freestyle and everything. And I heard nothing. LT was behind our mute button. And I was like, okay. Like, that shit was hilarious. I was like, okay. I was like, and here's the funny part. The good thing is, like, LT, like literally sleep was the last thing. So that shows, like, I was like, yeah, she up and at 'em. She taking over the world. She's in omnipresent mode. She in all these different Clubhouse streets. She got an extra phone. She got one that's just here and there and everywhere. And then my other thing was like, or maybe she ate Auntie Gina's cookies and she just does not know she's on mute right now while she's talking. And then the other one was just like, okay, she probably just stepped away from her phone. We listening and like it just shit. We be here for hours. LT ass was in dreamland. But what was funny about it was that right when I was like, all right, everybody, have a great one. See you later. Peace. And all of a sudden she's like, hey. It's my turn. That shit.
That was hilarious. Hey, Ron was like, "Will you just sleep?" I was like, "Yeah, I was." He was like, "Wait a minute."
Oh man!
You came in right as I was saying goodnight, like bye everybody. I was like, "Yeah," because that's what I heard you say. Like, you was like, "Everybody have a good." I was like, "Wait a minute, I missed my turn." Yo, that was hilarious.
Yo, that was funny, and her recollection was even funnier because it was something that you had mentioned that you remembered about the experience. You were like, yeah, I was talking about this, and boom, boom, boom. And next thing I know, you like, all right, everybody, peace. Oh, man. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
So then
I was out.
So then what happened from there? What proceeded from there, or succeeded rather, was the after AP morning show. And we hung out here and had a ball. OMG. Maria came into the room. Who else was here after us? Man, we just had a ball. We had a ball.
T was in the room because I didn't know you could talk.
You didn't even know you could talk. T, she didn't even know you had a voice, bro. Like,
oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. It was hilarious.
Man, we had a good time, as we always do.
In between sleep.
Right.
Do not catch me in between sleep because I'm not sure what's going to come up.
You just never know.
Yo, I promised somebody a ride one time. They called me while I was asleep. I'll never forget, in college, a girl called me, and I done told people don't talk to me if I'm asleep. She said, Sherry, you held a full-fledged conversation and agreed to pick me up, and everything. Had no remembrance of it. I feel you, LT. Don't talk to me while I'm asleep.
That's just what it is.
But I came in right on time.
Yo.
May not come when you want them.
But she will be there. She will be there right on time. Y'all, we always have a good time here. And LT, is always good to see you and always good for what we do here. Everybody, I want to say, let's if you want to come up to the stage again, you can. If you want to listen in, by all means, continue these conversations. Everybody, let's say a good morning to Tasha. Let's hang out with Tasha for a few. Good morning, Tasha. How are you again? And again and again and again.
Good morning. What's happening, Tasha?
I am blissful and highly favored, y'all.
Yes. Tasha, this, if you hadn't said it, I would have still known, because the way we kicked it off in the conversation earlier, it was on. It was on and popping. So, how are you this morning? You doing all right? You coming along well? It's been a minute. One of the things I love about this app is you get to ping people. Like when I ping people, I'm like, oh shit, I haven't talked to them and I just want to say hi. Like, damn, it's so good. So glad you could stop in, because I just wanted to say hi to you and just see how you were doing.
I'm doing well. I'm currently on the road. I'm traveling, so that's probably why you haven't heard from me. I'm finding myself in a position where I need to step in on purpose into my purpose. And this morning, I found myself mourning the person that I'm going to have to leave behind. I've been called to do God's work, and I know it. I think I'm afraid because it means I have to be vulnerable. And I'm a whole Virgo, and you know how that goes.
Right, I do.
But this morning, I wasn't mourning. I was in the shower warming up my vocals because I'm about to come out. I've been wanting to sing for years. I used to sing as a child. And, I just choked up. Life would happen, and my chakras got plugged and blocked, and as I've been healing and writing poetry again, I find myself feeling like I'm healing, and it's time. I'm going to be on time now. Wow.
That's so powerful. That is so powerful. Your words echo deeply because they are very poetic, very, very much deep sentiment. And I can definitely hear what you're saying. I can hear you in that process, in that flow, I think it's so dope. I think it's so dope.
Yeah, I think because I'm a Virgo, I'm a Life Path 11, I'm a UX UI certified app developer, and I have all these accolades, alternative development, you work for the government, girl. You got that logical self was taken over. It was just too much. All the degree. The degree. I'm over it. I just realized when Miss Sherry was talking, I spent $12,000 to get a whole UX UI design certification when I already know what to do.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I
like,
can so relate to this. Wow.
You're an empath. You've been building strategies from an empathetic perspective, and because I wanted to monetize this mother effort, you would have spent $12,000.
Wow. Do you look? I could not understand what you're saying more. Wow.
So I'm doing coding right now, and I'm like, girl, you have no business doing coding. You know, you do not want to be a coder. And now I'm like, I graduated in March, and I'm like, girl, what did you get yourself into?
You know what, Tasha? It's so interesting because your words really, really echo. It echoes exactly what I was saying in the quote that I read, the original quote that I read a few minutes ago. And it's really, I'll even sum it up, again, it's like finding the right road. There are two roads that leads to success. This is kind of like my philosophy on it. You find the right thing, like it just happens to be where the serendipity and intention runs you straight into the right thing, or you find all the wrong thing, like the things that you're like, oh, this shows me exactly that this is not it for me, which then points me in a direction right back into who I am and what is for me. And that's what I hear echoing through your, from your voice, Tasha. Like real talk. Real talk.
What did I say when I came on? I said, you're doing God's work because today I have no intentionality, right? But I woke up and I was just grateful that although I had a rough night, I told you about that, I woke up on the right side because I don't need to know the how. That's God's work, right? And I was trying to control the how, and I had to let it go.
That's powerful. So I love how you said, I love this. I love how you said I didn't have the intention. But then I always think about the intention that allowed for the serendipity to happen, which is why I always say serendipity plus intention equals life. Because the only way you could be in this experience echoing the words that you are is that even though you didn't set the intention to be in here, you set prior intentions, which not only put you in this space now physically, but this is where you've been mentally and emotionally, and even as I understand spiritually from the way that you're speaking it. So it's so amazing. It's so amazing. And it's why I never doubt myself. It's why I never question this process, because of the fact that I know even before I see the manifestation of it, I know the manifestation. It's there already. And all I'm doing is opening to the flow. All you're doing is opening to the flow. Only thing coding did is open your ass right back up to the flow. And that's the flow of who you know yourself to be. And like they say, or not to be, which is this coding thing. Because it's left brain. And left brain is like I was so fortunate. I tell you, every day I'm more and more grateful for my mama, because my mother, she created an environment where my left brain and my right brain would both be fed equally. So while she was a 36-year school teacher, and when I came out of the womb, there were words and symbols around me already. She was developing the analytical side, but it was directly experiential, because these words were directly on the things in the house that I utilized. So she was doing utilization, and my damn mother is not even a psychotherapist. She didn't even go to school for psychotherapy, but she's smart. She paid attention, and she got the opportunity to get exposure from being at Morgan State University and getting exposure to diversity. But fast forward again, I look at how that childhood and fast forward equals now this person who has this left brain thing, and who now for the last 10 years have been living from right brain, and now it's combined together to just equal this balanced thing, So that's why your words echo deeply for me. Real talk.
Can I share something with you?
100. By all means, yes.
When you were talking, I heard this song. Someone asked a question, why do I sing? When we lift our hands to Jesus, what do we really mean? Someone may be wondering, when we sing our song at times,
we may be crying.
We may be crying, and
nothing's even wrong.
I sing because I'm happy.
That's what it is. Oh man. That's what it is. And the thing is about I love it, because right before you started singing, it was like we've been singing, like our vibrations, who we are, just us as people, and our journeys are singing. And that's why serendipity plus intention equals this life that we know. I always say, when amazing things like this happen, it never surprises me, but it always amazes me.
The thing about it is, the only reason why I'm in this situation is because I had to let go of a 16-year-old relationship. I filed for divorce. I'm going through a painful divorce. And it was because my light was being dimmed. And I've held on to so much guilt, and I just released it. Right now, in this moment, I just released it.
Yes,
I wonder if I damaged my children, but I know they are not damaged, because when I'm better, they're better.
Yes, 100%.
I just want to affirm you. Yeah. I want you to know that you said the most important thing. You don't need to know the how. You just need to know that it is.
Yes.
And stand in that. And whenever you feel like you're not sure, just remind yourself of that. That is the journey, and that is how you live your best life. It is literally the weight. When we go to the gym and we work out with weights and we build muscle, the making peace with not knowing the how is the weight that we lift to build our faith muscles.
Right.
If I can just affirm you, my queen, speaking from a mother perspective, right? Your children are watching you, but they're going to experience the mighty strength that came from this. I need to explain something to you. Your children are attached to your spirit, so they feel you. They see you. They see you walk. They see you move. They see you talk. They see all of that. On the other side of this, the power that's going to come through your children just because of your decisions that you're making for the betterment of you and your children are going to be out of this world. I have a 10-year-old, and I went through a very ugly divorce. And it's kind of difficult to cover them. It's difficult to, because they're seeing things, they're watching you, right? Because she's attached to me. So it took everything in me, which is God. That's what's living on the inside of me. I'm not moving, he was moving. So it took everything on the inside of me to build who I am, so that she can see my mother was broken. She was broken. She's human. But she was able to climb out. She was able to move. She was able to not accept things. And that's why she's growing up to be the woman that she is. When I hear her speak of me, I cry, because she's like, my mama's human. And I see her grow, and I see her, like Sherry said, build her muscles. And that's what I want to be. I want to be my mommy. I want to be her, because she's human. She accepts my tears. She says, it's okay, baby, to cry. It's okay to bleed. It's okay to hurt. But there's healing on the other side of this, Tasha. So, honey, hold your head up strong and walk, and know that you're going to have people around you. God is going to start creating a circle that is so powerful around you, my love, that is going to be outstanding. So, baby, cry. Get it out. Cry right now, honey.
Thank you so much. I think what I was most scared of, I don't have my kids. I've been fighting for custody, and it's not going well. But the reality is, so my daughter is 19. She lives with her dad, and that was by choice. My son is 10. My other son is 4. the reality is that as much as I want them, I know that they're better fit with their dad, because the work that I got to do for God's work is not going to allow me to be in one place, and that's no place for children. They need stability.
Yeah, that's acceptance right there. I want to say this. Firstly, I want to say thank you, everyone, for pouring in and for this moment in the way that we have. What you just mentioned there, Tasha, that I appreciate. First of all, thank you for being who you are, being knowing that you're in safe space and feeling trusting enough to trust me, first off, and the family. What you just said it rings in my ears, acceptance on such a deep level. And I want to really, really tie a bow on that and really affirm you in that. That level of acceptance right there is exactly what's needed for you to understand the well-being of your children, keep all things into perspective, consider all things as you still move through all things and continue to heal from all things, but to accept the scenario that works in the greatest benefit in the macro, and having the awareness to know that, and also just having the courage to work with that acceptance, not only day by day, but moment by moment. And I will continue to be here to just be a part of your journey, to affirm you, continue to just be in your corner as a cheerleader for what you're building, the work that like you said that you need to do and that you feel yourself called to, that you are called to. And yes, and thank you again for sharing.
I need you to know that as an African king, I appreciate that, because it is not quote unquote normal for a woman to say that her children are better fit with their father. A lot of people came for me when I said that they're going to live with their dad. I lost a lot of friends because of it.
I understand.
Because society has said that women are supposed to raise their children. They are two young African kings, and their father is amazing. And I am not going to take away his opportunity to raise his young king.
Yeah. I definitely understand.
And I'm going to let him do it.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I want to quickly do a resetting of the room. I want to say hello to Amber, Tapora, Eric, Etta Fly, Auntie Gina, Truth for Life, the man with the voice. This is, of course, as you know, the AP Morning Show. And if you'd like to come up to the stage, by all means, the goal is to say hey. The goal is to say hey. And on that tip, everybody, let's open up. Well, first of all, let's affirm Tasha on a great day today and affirm her as she continues to do what she's doing and the work that she's called to. Let's open up our microphones and affirmation before we say. Yes.
Have a great day, Tasha. She will. Thank you. I'm going to see you at 11:30, but I have a love you, Tasha. Love you too, girl.
Thank you, Tasha.
Aaron. Love and light. I'm pure blessed today.
You as well. Take care, Tasha. And by all means, you hang around and continue to hang out with us here as we say good morning to Maria. Everybody, let's say good morning to Maria. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning, Maria.
Nice to see you.
No, Maria.
Good morning. Good morning. Tasha, you are divine. And I sent her a DM as well.
Thank you.
She's extraordinary. And she brought up a really amazing point about how society, how we are so conditioned to live and box ourselves into who a woman is supposed to be and who a man is supposed to be, and then how are we supposed to show up as parents. And for her to have the courage and the strength to really ask herself what's best for my boys.
Right.
And then go and do that, that's profound.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that we often just put people down when we don't understand their journey. And so, yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that, and like really, that's why I think it's really important for us to ask ourselves, you know, am I coming to this conversation with love?
Mm-hmm.
And having compassion for others, and instead of tearing them down, like lift them up, support them.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
Thank you for having this room, Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron, and for creating the space for all of us to share vulnerably.
Yes.
And yeah.
I really thank you for that. You know, I'll disclose something here. I mentioned it before. Some of you all know. But first of all, this is who I was at 15. In fact, I was just telling my daughter this yesterday. If you all haven't heard the conversation with me and my bestie, my baby girl, one of my daughters, Aria, if you haven't heard that, just go ahead and click on my podcast in my Instagram bio and listen to that besties conversation we had the other day. My daughter is, oh my goodness, we were talking about empathy and compassion. We were here hanging out on Clubhouse, so you all are hear her voice again soon. But anywho, yeah, for me, this is who I've been since I was 15. When I was in the 10th grade, I was in the 10th grade with Mr. Ring, my English teacher, who created, his room was what I now call the empathy room, because I didn't know that then. I just knew it felt good, and I knew that we were being nourished while we were getting our work done, and it wasn't as much of a challenge. And that was because he was being what I am to people now. He was being that to us as students. He was allowing us to be ourselves. He was listening to us. He was working with us. He cared about us, and he showed us. So one of the things he cared about was us expressing ourselves. And I found myself in the classroom with my tape recorder playing my music from my positive rap group at the time that the school supported because we were so positive. Playing my music, listening to people talk, and just letting them vent, and hearing their scenarios. Whether it was happy, I would praise along with them. If they were sad, I would comfort them, you know. And it was just in something that it did something for me to be a listener and to just help in any way that I could, whether it was not saying anything and being a shoulder to cry on, or whether it was with something that I learned and could share. And so that is who I was at 15, and ever since I've been that person. So now I've expounded on that because I'm a musician now, and I'm an engineer, I'm a producer. I'm in school for psychotherapy, and I've studied psychology and quantum physics and science and all major spiritual paths, and just everything you can think of under the sun. It's who I am. I'm just, at this point, I've finally learned what the term is. The term is polymath, and I didn't know that, but I thought a couple years ago, I'm like, man, if I was back there during the times of the philosophers that we all herald, or that some of us herald, or at least, the Socrates and all these people, I would have been in those councils. I would have been at the council and not see it. While everybody else was going to hang out and do other things, play PlayStation, I'd have been like, yo, I'm going to this council. It's just in me to have conversations with people, to commune, be there, be part of solutions, be a shoulder to cry on, the whole nine. So thank you, Maria, for affirming me, and thank you, everybody, for always affirming me, as it affirms exactly what I already know to be. That's why I always say, when monumental things happen in life, I'm never surprised. My belief is why I'm here today, because I already know what I know. But I'm always amazed and celebrate the manifestation of that. So thank you, Maria. Thank you. Thank you.
And I just want to say, the quote that stuck with me this morning is, the only constant is change.
It's change.
That's so profound. It is so true. We want to hold on to things so much.
Yes.
And we live in this illusion that we think that when we know what's going to happen, it gives us peace. And we actually don't know what's going to happen. Right.
And that gives us peace. When you're in that certainty in the midst of ambiguity is what I call it.
Mm-hmm. and what shifted for me in my life is playing in the arena of being more comfortable with the unknown.
Yes.
And just being present in today, in the now. Like right now, this moment is the only moment that exists.
It is.
There's nothing.
It is.
Nothing else other than this second, this moment that we're all sharing together. And so just being present to living in the moment and savoring every moment.
Whew. You better read
the... It's just been so powerful.
You better read the book of my life and read my every moment. Oh my goodness. Yes, that is exactly what it is. There's no such thing in reality. What we call the past is the ability of our mind to have a memory. But the only time that exists is the now, right now, and now, and now, and now, and now, and now. The past is just the now then. The future is the now that we can conjure in our mind because we have this amazing mind that is able to formulate, put things together and say, wow, I can project in this way. And this makes sense. That's how we're still living here, because we have the ability to project in a realistic way and an unrealistic way. But the realistic side is why we're here today. Unlike any other species, we have the ability to take our experiences and not only learn from them to be able to pave the way for the future decisions, but we use that process of being able to look back and the ability to project forward and calculate to be here today. But that's what goes to show you, that's our brain power. The only time, though, the entire time that's going on is just now. That's it. And that's amazing. That's legit. That shit is dope as fuck. Yes, Maria. Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It is. So thank you to everyone who's here every morning. This is so amazing to wake up with this energy, to be surrounded by this amazing energy all of the time, and for all of us to share vulnerably and authentically. It's the way it was meant to be.
And look, and you know the thing I love about that? It's the way it was meant to be, and I love the fact that we are the ones that's defining that. Because really, it's just all neutral, and we are the ones injecting the purpose. We're the ones injecting what it will be. The proof in that is that I can literally hit leave this room right now, sleep on the couch or lay on the couch or do something else and never be productive again. But I'm choosing the intention to go the other way. Everything is neutral. We're the ones that's putting it into motion or not. But it's us to blame. Hey, Maria, did you I think you told me this the other day, but did you hear my my palm tree philosophy?
No, I haven't.
Okay. All right. I want to give this to you, and then I want to know your thoughts, Maria. And for everybody that's listening right now, this is a quote that while I'm talking, I'm actually putting it up on Instagram right now. And so this is something that I wrote, I guess about a year ago. Here it goes. This is the palm tree philosophy. And it starts off with where you started. The only consistency in life is change. Be like the palm tree and bend with the changing winds. Bending keeps you from breaking. Change sometimes comes slowly, other times swiftly. The best thing to do is to take on the character of the palm tree. If you flow or bend with the changing winds of life, you'll be doing the only realistic thing that's key to survival. Bending absorbs the tension. Bending keeps you from breaking. And this doesn't mean bending. This doesn't mean compromising. It just means being realistic and allowing yourself to flow. Many say that women innately have this ability due to their natural genetic makeup, a key ingredient to birthing and nurturing. At any rate, any of us can benefit from this perspective or modality of thinking. When changes happen in our society, job, life, home life, learn to accept the fact that change many times means evolution. Though it may be rough, evolution is always geared towards giving the evolved more equipping characteristics for the next level of survival. The only consistency in life is change. Be like the palm tree and bend with the changing winds. Bending keeps you from breaking.
Wow. Mic drop. That's it. We're done.
Thank you. It's just how it appeared to me. Let me also tell you this, Maria. It made me think about the oak tree. Because see, the oak tree or any other tree that has a really, really thick and strong bark, it's one of those things that we definitely are able to praise because there's pros to having that strong bark. But everything has its pros and its cons. And the con to having a very thick, strong bark that never moves is that it's great for the winds that are from 0 to 50. It's great for the from 50 to 60, from 60 to 70, maybe even from 70 to 75. But once you get over, and it might even be higher than that, but there's a point where once you get over that mark, that strong ass bark does not serve you anymore. You actually need to be like the palm tree, which most people will write off from the back because it seems real thin and flimsy and it's just pretty. But nah, that palm tree is going to be standing when that oak tree is sliced in half. Stop keeping that shit in. I saw a meme the other day, or I saw a post the other day where it was a woman that was like, I don't want to be called a strong woman anymore. Like, stop calling me a strong woman. And it wasn't that she was completely discounting what it means to be a strong woman. I understood exactly the context she was saying in. And when we think about how we've been taught in our society to just be strong, again, there was a period in time where dealing with certain circumstances, we didn't have a choice. We couldn't sit here and have a damn conversation about emotional intelligence. We were just going to be cast out, or beat, or whipped, or killed, or dismissed, or divorced. But that's not these times anymore. So that's why I'm glad for these conversations. And I'm glad that as a nation, we can have all conversations. Yes, Maria?
Wow. Oh my God. You just said so much gold. It reminds me of when we think about resilience.
Yes.
And when we think, if you just think about automatically resilience, it's like, push through, make stuff happen,
yes.
Be strong, no matter what's happening in your life. And to me, yes, those are certain aspects of resilience. But for me, what resilience really is having self-compassion, is being able to be with whatever's happening and be able to break down in it if that's what's required.
Yes.
And just having that self-love and that self-compassion to speak to our inner child and say it's okay. However you show up in this situation is okay.
Yes.
And how can I support you? How can I love you?
Yes.
So to me, that is also part of resilience. And I love the analogy that you gave of the oak tree and the palm tree, because when we flow, what we resist, it persists.
Yes, and what we fight, it ignites.
Yeah, and so what I learned for myself in my life is that when something, especially when something really heavy shows up in my life, I just breathe it in. It's like, okay, thank you for showing up. What are you here to tell me?
Yes.
Like when breast cancer showed up in my life, it's not something I wanted.
Right.
But now I see all the lessons it taught me.
Yes.
Cancer saved my life. It sounds crazy, but it did. Because
I get it.
Had me get present.
I get it.
To how I was lying to myself and others.
Yes.
And it got me to reflect on my own life and to actually start designing my life instead of living from the space of life just happens to me.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful to flow with life. And to find the little pleasures and the little joys and the lessons in everything, even when we're suffering.
This is, you couldn't echo my sentiments even more. You echo another one of my original quotes is just, what doesn't break you makes you. And we always say it the other way around, but I like to say it that way. What doesn't break you makes you. You also mentioned resilient, and while you were mentioning that, I was going to my Facebook page. For everybody here, I'm at Aaron Hill TV. Come over, see me. You can see me right now. I'm waving to the camera. But I was sharing my post. That's the Palm Tree Philosophy post, where I was speaking it. In the caption, I wrote, "Be like the palm tree, flexible, mutable, and resilient." It was exactly your words. And so, once again, serendipity plus life equals intention. Maria, it's always good to chop it up with you. It's always good to connect with you. And I can't wait for you to see, if you get a chance, Maria, to jump on over to my Facebook page. I can't wait for you to see the video that I just did for the Palm Tree Philosophy and everybody else here. And also look at that caption, which is exactly your words. And it's always good to have this connection. Maria, I so appreciate you. And I hope that you have an amazing day today on purpose. And I can't wait for us to talk again. 100.
Thank you so much. I love being here every morning and having these amazing conversations. And yes, I have a full day lined up, which is extraordinary. So I am going to say my goodbyes. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow morning. LT,
yes,
I love you.
Yes.
I love you, Maria. I was looking for you yesterday, but we're chopping up.
I was co-moderating. I know. I saw you ping me, and I'm like, I wish every time I see people that I love ping me into amazing rooms, I wish there was a message I could just send. Maybe I could just DM you on Instagram and say, hey, I'm co-moderating a room right now. That's why I'm not joining you. And that's what was happening. I was co-moderating a room about the habits of high impactful women or high performing women.
Okay.
And so that's why I didn't join. But yeah,
no
keep
doubt.
pinning me, girl.
100%.
And I love having conversations with you.
Yes. Everybody,
we'll talk later.
Let's open up your microphones, and everybody, let's say a huge good morning and affirm on an amazing day to Maria. Have an amazing one, Maria. On purpose.
Good day, Maria. I'm a DM you, Maria. Beautiful. Thank you all. I love you. Have an amazing day.
Yes, y'all. It is the best. This is the best morning show that I know. And of course I'm biased, god damn it. I mean, but how can I help it when I got good people like you hanging out with me every day, coming through as the sky turns blue. Y'all know the sky is really not blue. Yeah, it's just the way the molecules come together. It's air. Okay, check this out. I am putting up the post, and I'm so mad because I'm not mad because it's the serendipity of everything. But I always love it if you all could like read along with me and like do it like in the experience. So I'm about to put this palm tree joint up. You'll see it as my latest post. But while I am doing that, let's say a toast to, in other words, a good morning to the brother T. Hey T, you still there, bro? You still there, bro? I know you taking over the world behind the desk, bro.
Yeah, I'm still here. I got a client at my desk.
That's what's up, bro. Hey man, thanks for listening in as always, bro. Good to see ya, fam. And if there's anybody who's in the audience who would like to come up to the stage, by all means, you know what to do. Raise your hand, come on through. Love to say hey to you and you and you too, the fam. And if not, by all means, you know what it is. Continue to hang out and enjoy yourself. You know, many people, they're sitting at their desk, they're handling clients, they're on their drive to work, they're in the tub, in the bed, like everybody's everywhere. I hope that you got your mug, at least coming in the mail. Everybody, Aaron Hill mug, I'm holding up to the screen if you're on Facebook. It's in my Instagram bio, check it out. It's amazing. I'm telling you, it's kind of fun. And if you missed it earlier, I actually showed the magic of it on FB Live. When this experience is over, all you gotta do is hit it from the top. Right, Missy was there. She was so there for that. In fact, what up, Missy? Open up your damn microphone. Good morning, Missy. Everybody, let's say good morning to Missy. Missy, what's up? Missy Black. What's up?
Yes,
What's up? What's up?
Yes, sir. Yo, good morning.
Yes. Good morning. OMG. Missy, you're one of my favorite people here. How you be? What's going on?
Man, I'm just finishing up this high protein breakfast and just listening to the vibes of the we came from a beautiful space when I was listening in earlier. I couldn't come to the stage, but the gems being dropped. And, finding out that LT falling asleep, and, just things going on, and just a whole lot going on. Just serendipity thing. Listen, I never even heard that word before until I met you. I never, it never was in my space. It never was in my with my ear connect. I just never. So I looked that thing up. I'm not afraid to say, I don't know every word in the dictionary. It's not. I call them Joe College words. Those are Joe College words. Let me look up the Joe College words real quick so I can drop a gem on somebody. I feel like,
Let me tell you something, Missy. Let me tell you something I heard a while ago, and it was the most brilliant thing ever. It was another quote. I heard this quote where it said, the smartest person in the world is not the person that knows everything. It's the person that knows how to figure out the answer or find the info or reach for the info or will go for the info, So, hell yeah. Look, I look up words. I literally have a series. If you all check out my YouTube channel, I have a series that's called A Word a Day, where I'm just unapologetically learning words, where I'm like, yeah, I ain't know that shit. And guess what? My ass does now. So serendipity, how did it hit you when you looked it up, and then thinking about how, I've been using it, and just even what we've been talking about around it?
Listen, I literally, I still have it up. So I'm looking at it, the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. I've read that thing. I had to read it 3 times. That's a part of my gift that I got.
Right.
And I had to read it 3 times just to identify with that. That thing, things happen, it's saying that, in a happy place, in a happy space, in a real joyous space, things are happening by chance. It just keeps happening over and over by chance. And that thing just hit to me, because this is what this room is about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
This is what this room is about. It is the accountability space for serendipity. It happens. This is what it people flow in and out,
right?
And they're like, listen, I don't know how this is the common theme that I hear every time I come on. I don't know how I came to be here today. Yep. That's a common theme that I hear at least one person say every time I pop on in here. So it happened by chance, and the platform that you created, and that's being created by a plethora of others around, in this space. You constantly keep a level of happiness and joy and affirming.
Yes.
Affirming, man, that's powerful, yo. That's powerful.
Thank you. I'm open to the flow, yo. It's the flow. And that's what I love about it. Look, here's what serendipity means to me. When I think of a picture in my mind, just go back. I love listening to Amanda Gorman's speech this one called Earth Peace, I think it is. Oh my gosh, if y'all have not heard that, look it up on YouTube. But as she was speaking, she was talking about the world and really summing everything up, and it was amazing. And she talked about this part of going away from Earth and seeing the blue dot from outer space. And this is the way I see serendipity. If you look at our reality from higher up, what you're going to see is people moving around, things happening. You're going to see cause and effect. You're going to see this living organism. So the living organism is us moving around, doing what we're doing. It's the intentions that we're putting forward based on the serendipity of how things occurred and how we got to where we are, and then based on the intention behind that, and that's based on the serendipity behind that, and so forth and so on. It's just like this. It's like when you hold up a mirror in front of a mirror and you see that eternal reflection. Is that the serendipity? Is that it's a living organism. So even whether you're talking about Clubhouse or whether you're talking about life in general, you're always moving around. Listen, let me tell y'all something. There's no such actual thing as significance. We are the ones that make things significant. You pass people every day that are people who you're like literally your friends know, or there's somebody who you work with before, or they worked at the same job and you don't know that. They are significant. They just aren't in your line of sight at that moment. Something else is for other reasons. But everything is significant and nothing is significant. It's all the same. It's just all one thing. So when you add these things that happen based on cause and effect, based on things that are in our control and out of our control, you have the whole organism. That's life as we know it. And so that's what I love about this process. Now, it doesn't mean that all the shit that happens is good. That's what the yin and the yang is. There's shit that happens that's fortunate and things that's unfortunate. Of course, at the end of the day, it's just all how you look at it and that kind of thing. But my point is, all is neutral. Everything is everything. Remember the Lauryn Hill song? And all I'm saying is that when it boils down to it, what I love about that is that you have people setting intention that they don't even know, or an intention that allows for a flow. That's why I was telling Tasha, like, oh yeah, you didn't have the intention of being here this morning, but you set the intention before that made you open to even be here this morning or whatever, you know. And even if this room was here, if you hadn't done the work before, then you couldn't even appreciate anything that was going on here. You might go to another room. Like, it might be another space that speaks to you, and it might be about gossip and backstabbing. You set the intention to be a particular way, which means you're always setting intentions. And when other people are setting intentions, and when there are things in the world that are happening, this is how you put it all together to equal serendipity plus intention equals the life that we know. Then from there, there's acceptance. Because that doesn't mean the life that we know is and everything is all beautiful. No, it just means it's just life. Then you work with the acceptance of that. It's life. You find your peace within and not your peace without. Missy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go so much on a rant there, but
man, you already know. You already know.
Yes.
I love the fact that you said, we always say, I think this is the common phrase that folk always say.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. Everything is ordinary, but you bring the extra to the ordinary. I mean, we've heard that saying before. But what I don't frequently hear is what you said. Everything is in neutral.
Yes.
You are the one that puts the power or the energy behind the neutral.
Yes.
I heard you say that earlier today. I mean, you said it a little different, but
right.
I heard that thing has life right there. That thing what you just said, it makes sense. Everything is moving in neutral.
Right.
Everything, but it's you, me,
yes.
we are the ones who places energy and power behind it.
Yes.
However, that power it could be whatever. And power may not always be connected to quick
right.
or fast. It could, energy doesn't always necessarily mean you have to be at the highest and at the top. Mm-hmm. It's whatever the energy and power that you bring. You're the individual, extraordinary person. So, no, man, I love it. No,
yes. I always love building with you, Missy. Missy, what you preparing for today as you move forward with the day today? Where's Missy head today where are you going today? What's the day looking like for you?
Pretty packed in the afternoon. I was kind of shocked that I didn't have a lot of emails to come back to. So that I guess that's a good thing.
Right.
But, got some afternoon things going on, clients, young adults, parents, some content, so on and so forth. So this Wednesday doesn't seem as, morning, it's not packed for me. So just get some things. Yeah.
Taking it easy for the most part. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That's what's up. Well, it's always good to hang out. I'm loving the fact that you are hanging out with me over on FB too. Let me tell you, it just makes me happy because I'm like, again, connection. And I enjoy this whole process. You see how much fun I'm having in front of this camera, right? You see me having a ball. I'm in my zone. So as always, Missy, it's so good to see you. So good to build with you as always. And I just want you to just have an amazing day today. And I can't wait to chop it up with you again.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and if I can help it, I want to be in both areas so that so the dialogue can just keep going on Facebook as well, because this is a powerful space to be in, and hopefully they'll be able to transition and come on over here. So
100.
I appreciate it. Yeah, have a good day, everybody. Have a good morning. Be blessed. Be well. Enjoy.
Yes. Everybody, open up your microphones and let's have affirm Missy on an amazing day today on purpose.
Have an amazing day, Miss.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
See y'all later.
All right, Missy. Yes, y'all. Always good. We're rounding it out. Here it's 10 o'clock. Y'all know we got 30 more minutes to go. 10:03 to be exact, but y'all know I never count. I just like hanging out with the people. And so, yes, if you'd like to come to the stage to say hey, by all means, no pressure. But of course, we would love to hear your voice. And to just hang out with you for a few and make it do what it do. Okay, so I always have to take my commercial break. I'm on my last, Auntie G, I hope you're doing well this morning. I'm on my last half of my how can I put this? Last half of my Auntie G experience in the form of some good ass chocolate chip cookies. And so I would say this show from this point on will be at least brought to you, at least in part, at least halfway, at least 50%, maybe 75%. Yes. I want to say hello to Esco. Hey, Dianara. Auntie Gina, Edifly, Eric, Amber. Thank you so much. And I love, okay, so here's a good Clubhouse tip. And I'm going to thank Amber for giving this tip without even knowing. Oh, it's Delia. Okay, I see. Delia's got her. Hey, Delia. So Delia has she's sporting a beautiful yellow and black profile pic that's showing that she's at her desk at work. And it's definitely something good to do. And I want to also tell you, if you weren't here for the Clubhouse Town Hall recap on Monday, or you didn't hear the updates on Tuesday during the segment with Sherry, we talked about a couple features that you can look forward to in this here Clubhouse environment. And one of the things are profile pic status updates. Profile status updates. You'll see it on your pic and you'll see it in the bio, where I don't know the exact details, but just giving you the gist. It'll basically be something, and I always wanted this. I always asked for this. It'll be where your profiles are able to show right now different statuses. So if you're away if you're at work and you can't talk but you're listening in, boom, there'll be a setting for that. If you're away, if you are listening in but you walked away from your phone so people can't expect you to chime in, there'll be like that kind of status, blah, 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 on and on. Just continuing to cater to our communicative experience here in Clubhouse. So yes. So on that tip, everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's say a huge good morning to our good friend Diamond. Good morning, Diamond, if you're there. Diamond. Yes. Everybody, you can open up your mics and say good morning to Diamond. Good morning. Yes. Hey, Diamond. I know, right? I know. We out here, the beautiful part about this, Diamond, is that we're like, even when we don't talk, like some of us are like DMing each other, or we just like know where the family is. We're keeping each other in our hearts and in our thoughts and these kind of things. So, yeah. But then it's on top of that, it's always good to see our peeps and to talk to each other. So how you doing, Diamond?
I'm doing great. Over here trying to apply for this PPP.
Oh, wow. For the people in the back, what is that?
Paycheck protection program for your business. And they open it up for self-employers this time.
Oh, really? Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't know that. So I need to be on that. I need to be looking that up.
If you're self-employed and you don't and you're not on payroll and it's just you, they have it all set up for you to be able to apply like that, and they tally up what you should get based off of your 1040.
Love it. Can you DM me that a link or something directly to that? Perfect.
Me as well, please. Thank you.
I sure will.
Sweet. And anybody else, if you desire it, then DM Diamond and tell her that you like that as well.
They don't have that in Canada.
Oh.
Oh no! I think y'all got more money than us though. like the direct check, right? Or is that rumors? So we all like Canada. They got better than us.
Well, I was just about to say, when you look at the difference in the dollar in Canada, as far as like the fact that, what is it, Coco? Is it like 100 to damn one, or like what the fuck? Like it's crazy.
It feels like it's 100 to damn one. It feels like okay. So you have it's just $50 American. It's gonna be like $39 Canadian or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, shit sucks. So, yeah, that part. So, but yeah, Diamond. So you're applying for this. That's what's up. Yeah, like we're pulling through this thing. We are pulling through this thing, and I'm happy about everything that comes down the pike. That's actually in our benefit. Taking advantage of it and that kind of thing. So. Fingers crossed, and I definitely hope that everything just, even like with being assured that it'll work out, I hope that it goes smoothly. Like I hope it's not some bullshit in the process that you have to deal with or keep checking up on it and that kind of thing. But I'm wishing you well.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. I went through the EDIL the last go round, but that has to be paid back versus this is forgiven. So yeah.
Love it. So yeah, what else is going on with you? I know I know something, especially with what we've been talking about here, has probably either made you crack up or, you probably do you have any thoughts about anything, or, what's on your mind?
I can't remember her name now. The lady who was going through the divorce.
Tasha.
Touched me today. Tasha, yeah, I was just listening to her story, and it's like, oh, but she gonna come out strong on the other end. So that really touched me this morning.
Right. That's what I really felt from her. Let me just, right before you, that's what I felt from her. I was like, I've definitely felt her being like, I'm moving through this. I'm accepting all the places where I am. I'm pretty sure of my footing and where I'm going. And this is what it is. And I'm allowing myself to process and still being honest about where my feelings are, and she just really seemed like in a good place as far as her trajectory forward, with her goal. Yeah.
So,
and you say Maria?
My prayers are with her. Yeah, and then Maria. I mean, anybody that get up and start talking about breast cancer, and then with such force and power and confidence, and I'm like, oh, she got to come in the room and talk.
Yeah.
We need that energy right there. That's what people need, that kind of energy. So I'm definitely going to see Maria so she can come in on Friday.
So you might know what my next question is. I've now started to ask you this and get used to it. How's Miss Peggy doing?
Miss Peggy came in last week, I want to say Thursday she came in, but it was later, after the room. And I thought about y'all too, oh man, I'm gonna have to tell her about you guys. You want to talk to her? She would be so excited.
Yes, 100. Man, she has no idea how excited I am to just hear. It's just one of those type of people you just want to sit and just listen. It's you're gonna learn something, and even if it's something where you have a different opinion, you still gonna appreciate like wow, what it means to be in the head of that person and to live the kind of life that she lived and to be able to speak on the things that she has or the perspectives, you know. So yeah. Well, please tell her that I said hi. I said hello.
I will. And her son brought she has like a tablet where it's an app on there that so you can talk to her because she can't really hear that well.
Right.
Like she can communicate amazing, like me and you, but she can't hear that well. So when you talk, the words come up on the tablet, so she can read it and then respond like, "Oh, okay." Right. So that'll work out perfect.
Wow.
With the group, she'll be able to see what you guys are saying.
That's what's up. Oh, I can't wait for that.
We'll set that up. Yeah,
I am so here for all of that. I'm telling you, that's going to be such a pleasure. And yeah, I'm just glad. I'm glad that I met you, you know, and I'm glad that just for these things that are unfolding. There's so many great things. We're all doing good rooms. We're all like building relationships. We're all learning from each other and just enhancing each other's experience, you know? It's just so damn good.
Let me tell y'all something crazy that happened to me last week. So I have been preparing for my room on Friday, right? Like I have this whole layout, and I had so much going on last week. I got off work late on Friday. Usually I'm home like way earlier.
Right.
Don't you know I missed my whole room and didn't realize it until Saturday?
Wow.
I was doing my sister's hair and I was like, "What's today?" She was like, "Saturday." I was like, "Are you serious?
Wow.
Are you kidding me right now?" Like I'm thinking I'm getting ready to do my room today and I literally totally missed my whole room. Like I felt so terrible. I couldn't believe that I did that. Like I don't even know what happened.
Right. The thing is, like, I'm so sorry to hear about that because I know how you felt. Like, that kind of stuff has been happening to me lately with just the change in how I keep up with my days, you know? I mean, sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, what day is it again? But, like, OMG, I'm so sorry about that. What was the room about and were people, like, you know, cool? Like, hopefully nobody was too inconvenienced or upset about anything or anything like that.
I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll be back. I've been consistent every Friday.
Right.
And
that's what's up.
You know, the room is how breast cancer changed my life. And so I've been talking to people throughout the week and, like, being in their rooms. And they're like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to it, da-da-da-da."
Right.
And, you know, people forget, you know what I'm saying? You really have to, like, ping people and stuff like that. And then they're like, "Oh, yeah, I said I was going to come to that room." So it probably wasn't a big deal, but I felt like it was a huge deal. And then I didn't know what to do. I was like, so do I do it tomorrow? Do I do it today? Let me just wait till next Friday. Let me just gather myself. You doing a lot, sis.
Perfect.
You made
I love it.
but you know what I mean? It's just like, just relax. It's not that.
Right.
It's not that deep.
Not that deep.
You know?
Yeah, I like that.
Next week. Yeah.
I like that because the thing I'm thinking about, and I think that's a good decision too, because especially, you know, here we are at Wednesday and I can imagine, first of all, like with the person like yourself and the fact that where you're coming from in your heart with this, oh shit, Friday's about to be that's like if I was to forget, you know, a gig or something on piano, I'd be like, oh, that next one, oh yeah.
Right. I set 3 alarms. I got an alarm at 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
You are gonna
oh my God.
You're gonna crush that shit. You are gonna crush, and it's gonna be so fun. Like I'm just excited, and I'm glad, you know, especially for this to mean as much as it does to you. Of course, it's your personal journey.
Yeah.
But I'm also just excited about the people on the other side. You know, the people that.
Me too.
Ooh, OMG.
Me too. Because people are really starting to, like, you know, connect with each other.
Right.
And that was my goal, you know what I mean, to really create this village, and it's happening, and I'm really, really thankful, and I'm learning a lot, and it's serving its purpose, and that's the most important thing. So
100%.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm super grateful.
I love it.
Auntie Gina been coming through for the patient, like, she been coming through. They like, yes, send me this good. So like, yeah, I got my stuff from Gina. So,
yes.
Yeah, it's going good.
It's going good.
Auntie G was just telling us yesterday when she came on. I was like, "How you doing?" She was like, "I am like baking all day. Like I got so much to get out, you know." And I was like, "Oh, this is so great, you know, because man, we're really being assets to each other's lives, you know." And it's so fun. This journey is so beautiful. Always good to catch up with you, Diamond. Always good. You know, I definitely hope you have an amazing day today. You might have already said this, so forgive me, but are you in your travels? Are you
I'm at work now. I've been waiting on the client, filling out this form.
Sweet. That's what's up. Well, it's always good to have you here hanging out with us. And as always, it's just, here's Auntie G. I know she probably want to say something to you. Auntie G, you want to say something to Diamond?
Good morning. Yeah, I want to, Diamond, you have my number. You should just, you know, if they have iPhones and stuff, they can text me their stuff so they don't have to DM me on the thingamajig, the IG thing. You know, just so you know, I just want to drop that in. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. And thank you so much for being a part too. I really appreciate you.
Wow. Such good. Diamond, always good to catch up with you and for you hanging out with us. I hope you have a great day today. And yes, good to talk to you as always.
Have a great day.
100. Coco, are you there, yo? Good morning, Coco.
Good morning. I'm here.
Everybody.
I'm here.
Yes. So how you doing? You say you here? You there? You everywhere?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm just still kind of tired. I didn't sleep much last night, and I'm dealing with my little grandson here. He's telling me about a dream he had.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I just wanted to say a quick good morning and to everybody. Sorry I missed the day room last night. Apparently it was pretty crazy in a good way. But yeah, I will probably chime in a little bit later on, but I got to deal with this little munchkin over here and try and start my day. I'm an hour and a half behind schedule, so these grandbabies were up at about 4 o'clock this morning, just wide awake.
Wow. So, with eyes wide open. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
I'll chime in with you guys later.
Okay, no doubt. Tell Kofi good morning.
If you're still here. You want to say good morning to my friends, Kofi?
Good morning.
Hang on a second.
Good morning, Kofi.
Hang on.
Good morning, sweet.
He can't hear you guys yet. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. What am I going to do here? Speaker. Okay. Say good morning, Kofi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
I just have a little dream.
Was it a good dream?
No.
Oh.
It's a scary dream.
Oh.
Well, remember, every dream you have, Auntie Gina will come and slay the dragons and monsters.
Okay. I think.
What? You think?
All the toys is messed up into a giant machine.
All the toys got smashed into a giant machine?
Oh, no. We have an engineer on our hands here, Coco.
You've got a big fix job.
A fix job?
Yeah, you gotta fix and make new toys. You can imagine making all new toys, bigger and stronger, bigger than the big truck that smashed them all up.
He sounds so cute. I just want to grab him and hold him.
Right.
He just walked away. He's like, okay, I'm done with you.
Oh man, it's so good to talk to Kofi. And how old is he again?
He's gonna be 5 in April. He's 4 3/4, I guess.
1 3/4. Wow. OMG.
Yeah, he's so precious.
That's so sweet.
Melting my heart every day.
Great. Well, that's what's up, Coco. Yeah. Well, good morning to you, and yeah, we're with you as you get this day started. And you putting in a lot of work around here in life and in these Clubhouse streets. So, we definitely with you.
All right. Well, I'll be listening.
All right, then, Coco. Yes. JD. Good morning, JD. How are you?
I'm okay. How are y'all doing today?
Doing well. The family is having a good time today. But I didn't catch the Bay Room last night. I just heard about it. Did anybody else? Was there anybody else here in the Bay Room?
I was in there for I was trying to stay the entire time, but things happened. During the night, got a couple calls, so I had to step out. But it was really good. It was really eye opening to see just the experience women and men face when it comes to the bad relationship. I actually wasn't gonna just get on stage because I thought because the expert in the room was she talked about divorces and stuff like that. I was like, I haven't answered that part of my life yet.
I got you right.
Just the leaving, just leaving bad relationships,
right?
And why they even though it's bad. So it really put more perspective on just the things I need to make sure that I'm holding boundaries for myself and making sure that my current boyfriend knows the things that that are deal breakers, and I have to stick by them because I feel like in the past, if I didn't stick by it, that means, I can't tell you my worth, and I'm not showing you my worth to treat to that level of worth. So,
right.
So, yeah, it was very good. It was a really good room.
I love that. People only take you as seriously as you take yourself,
Exactly.
And, yeah. That's what's up. That is what's up. Yeah, I can't wait to be able to slide into the next Bay Room. It's just we're doing so many good things here. So many fun things here. LT.
Yeah. So we had our first guest last night in the Bay Room.
What?
So that was the divorce expert, and she dropped some great questions last night for us to really evaluate our value.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really, really, really good to actually just hear from a different perspective. She's new in Clubhouse, but friends with Dianara.
Right.
And so we just, brought in, and she was our first expert guest on the panel.
Wow. Come on, yo. I'm celebrating for real. Every step we take in this environment, every step. And I'm the type of person where I just see things even when they're in their infant stage. I see where it's going, because like I said, this isn't the first time I've been a part of this kind of unfolding in life, I'm excited as hell, LT. That's legacy. Y'all know we're creating legacy here. We are creating legacy. We are really, really creating legacy here. So that is.
So just to give a quick recap, not a recap, but the three questions that was asked for anyone that wants to kind of evaluate themselves. She gave us some questions. She gave us a list of things, but she also gave us some questions as it relates to our value and our worth. And so one of them was, because we don't evaluate our worth, we evaluate everything else in our lives. And so she said, what are you worth? What's the value of it?
Right.
And how much would you charge for it? If you had to quantify it.
That's a hell of a question. I mean, that really allows you to look at it and go within and be like, okay, what is this really worth?
Yeah, and she gave her answer. She said that the first question, she said she's worth everything. And then the second one, she said that because someone asked these questions to her, she said, so the first one, what are you worth? She said everything. He said, what is your value? She said, I don't know. And he said, how much would you pay for it? She said, I don't know about that either. Which then deepened the conversation to where I, kind of chimed in and said, if we can relate this, we understand our value when it comes to time. We understand our value when we go to work for a job and we working for this company and they pay us according to our time. So why haven't we put the value to ourselves when it comes to who we share our time with? Because we have this life, right? And what if you knew that that how much your time was valued? Because when people look at the whole value thing, they're like, I'm worth this much. But here's the thing. If you were really worth that much, then why are you discounting yourself when it comes to certain things? So we don't oftentimes put a time nor the value. And if you look at it from like an expensive bag, like, Louis Vuitton doesn't change its price. It knows the quality of that material, and it charges you according to how much they made it, and then they tell you this is what you're going to pay for it. If we look at ourselves the same way, right, and say, hey, this is my fabric. This is the fabric. Like, choose a fabric that's your fabric and put a price to that. Then put the time that it took to put that fabric together to make you all of who you are. Your past experiences. Man, this is good. This is God. Yeah, this is good. And you put all of that together and then come up with what you deem as value for the fabric that God has put together. Thank you, God.
Love it.
And then you can quantify your value. And then also write what's required. You just can't come onto a job if you ain't qualified. You can't go into the Mercedes-Benz place and just say, hey, my name is so-and-so. You don't have no credit or no money and think they're going to give you a car. I mean, well, I haven't seen nobody. Maybe we should try it. But yeah, it just, was really good to kind of have that and put some perspective on things, because people stay in stuff because they haven't really assessed their value in a relationship when it comes to their time, their energy, and what they actually offer or bring to the table. And it's just not the financial piece. How valuable is your mind? How valuable is your thoughts? How valuable
is your time?
Is your heart? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And the only way that you can actually even be able to answer any of those questions is you have to have these scenarios. You have to have someone to actually invite you into that way of thinking, to open up that conversation, like to really just put it there. Because otherwise you don't look at yourself in that way. You just either know what you know or do what you do, but you don't know what it's worth. You need other people to talk to you about that. You also need other people who know their worth so that you can look at them and learn from their example, and you need them talking to you like in this way. So that's so good. One of the number one things that anyone can do, even in this space, in life period, but definitely in this space, is if you host a room, even if you don't know what you want to do, just bring someone in who is who has a lot of experience with something, or is an expert, or someone that just can speak on a particular topic. And then from there, you're bringing value automatically by helping people to answer questions that they didn't even know that they actually had. So yeah, LT, that was amazing. That was amazing.
And it goes, it goes with you too, Aaron, when I think about what you bring, right? As a musician, as a producer, as a writer, you know what those things are worth based off of what you had to do to learn them. How you pay for different schools to learn certain things. They didn't say, oh, you can come to this school and we're going to change our price because you want to sign up. They said, no, this is what it costs to come here. Because the material, they knew what results you were going to get out. So if we just, kind of consider looking at ourselves, what would the person get from you? Like, what would you show up as? Who would you be in your 100%? If you had to put a value on just your mind, your heart, your wisdom, your love, your compassion, all those things are valuable. But we flaunt them as words and really never consider that, man, that takes my energy. Even when we come in this room, you're giving off your energy. How valuable is that to you?
100%. I'll tell you, again, this is the thing I love about this value thing. It's really like we talked about earlier. You know, the old cliche term, life is what you make it. It's the same thing with this. Value is what you make it. Like, I can either not see what I'm doing as valuable, or I can see it as valuable and assign value to it. But it is not prepackaged with value. It's just prepackaged with just it being what it is. And it is but here's the thing, because, you know, I'm not trying to do a semantics thing. Of course, there's different ways to think and speak about value. So if we think about well-being, it is valuable for a particular thing to have a characteristic, like it would fit with another thing or what have you. But you still got to do the fitting. Like, you still actually have to put them together. You need an agent to actually make the value come to life, you know. And that's what I love about what you're saying, because essentially that's why I love this conversation, because value is something that is created from a realization and then going from there to an intention to set value. Like, I remember, you know, when I first started off as a musician, I was charging like $50 to do tracks for people. Now, of course, like you just said, LT, my time was way more quote unquote valuable than that. But what I was doing was, it was actually valuable for me to do what I was doing and to do it at the price that I was doing, because the value wasn't just in money. You know, the value was like in the relationship. First of all, the last thing the value was money. And I knew that going in. That's why I was like excited about it. The value was in the fact that I was first of all serving people in a deep niche way, in something that allowed them to get something they would never get anywhere else, and in that way. And then I was also showing them that I cared about them, cared enough to take care of them in a particular way, and that I cared about what I had to offer. I believed in it so much. And that was as much value as it had. Price-wise, it had no value because I hadn't set a value. When I did set the value, I first set it at $50, because it wasn't, again, the value is more than just money. That was just a part of the value. $50 got people to say, oh yes, we will actually put ourselves in your midst. Now this, they didn't know they were saying this, but ultimately it was this: yes, we will put ourselves in your midst to be nice to us, to actually be kind to us, to treat us like we've never been treated before, and to make us happy and really just help our lives. Oh, and by the way, yeah, it's just gonna cost you only $50 for that. And I was doing that because I was building my peeps, building my clientele, building my repertoire, and building my rapport. And then what I did one day was, when I needed the money side of that value equation to increase, so that way everything could continue to work and I could continue to grow from that and give people even more, I took that part of the value up, the money side. And when I did that, because I kept bringing the value in every other place, and it was still valuable to me for every other reason, people didn't even mind paying their price because of the value that was coming from me just being there with them, serving them, making their lives better, making them be able to relax in the midst of a tough situation that they don't have to panic about any longer. So that's what I love about this thing. Value is something that is subjective, just like beauty is. We take things that could benefit each other, and we either make the choice to instill value in it so that they do, or we don't see it as valuable. We don't, but it is what it is. And that's why I love these conversations, because you need people who understand their value or understand value and how to utilize that concept to help other people who need to be shown the way as far as to see themselves as more valuable, or what they do as valuable. So thank you all so much for that. LT, thank you for that. JD, I'm sorry, we hopefully got some value from that.
No, I was gonna say like that, and that's why I joined this room, and that's what I needed, the value conversation, and that's what I've just been trying to work on, is trying to find the value in just the things that I'm doing. And I guess moment of transparency, y'all are at this point my family, but right. My passion coach has not been the best. I've been with her since November, only had 3 sessions, and I'm just going through just knowing the value of who she is, but her not valuing, you know, her business and her brand. And I can't show you that value, and I want to win. I have a goal for myself to place top 5, so I can't. And you know, I'm like almost 2 weeks out of this thing, and I'm like, girl, like you're not seeing the value. You're also not seeing the value in me. So I'm just like, all right, well then we don't have to work together. So it just brought like a whole just clarity to me, and I'm also trying to a former pageant winner has reached out, and she has a Instagram called Black Girls Reign, and she's like, oh, can you send me your bio, and hate talking about myself, hate writing about myself, but last night I just wrote everything. I was like, I'm gonna just write everything I've accomplished. Everything.
Yes.
She was like, this is great, but we need a shortened version. So I'm like, okay, I can do the shortened version. I've been having like, just like, oh my God, what do I write? What do I write? What do I write? But the value conversation, like during this conversation, I've written the entire thing, and I'm like, this is perfect. The perfect summary of who I am, what I do, what I've accomplished, and also going forward as, you know, vying for the crown of Miss Georgia, what I am going to do. So I'm just like, this is perfect. So it's just all perfect timing.
JD, listen to me here, okay? If you want me to give you some coaching on motivational speaking and how to tell your story in 2 seconds and how to be up on that stage and speak with poise, I would be happy to lend my services to you free of charge. We can have some sessions and we can talk about how you're going to say it out loud on the stage. I would be happy to support you.
Thank you so much. Are you free today I have a call at 3, I have a thing at 8, between like 5 and 8.
Are you talking about Eastern Standard Time?
Yes. You're not on Eastern Standard?
I am. I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Yeah, we can chat at 5 o'clock.
Okay, perfect. I'll send you a DM on Instagram and also send you a Zoom link because I have Zoom. Send it, and yeah, we can go from there.
Yeah, or maybe we just send me your phone number and we'll get on the phone and I'll call you. We can chat about it.
That too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The goodness that happens here. Yes, I love that value conversation was exactly what was needed in this moment. Value is what you make it. Value is nothing but just perspective. And you know, the beautiful thing I loved about what you just said is you just had a moment of deep acceptance around the fact that you and the person that you're working with you just have different perspectives on value. And the thing is, and it's like once you just accept that, then it's like, okay, yeah, I don't even have to, like, I can be at ease with this because like it's all good. We're just in a different place, and that's all good. And I honor her space, I honor his space, I honor my space. Boom, boom. We're good. I'm so glad for that moment of this moment of clarity. JD. It's always good to catch up with you. Oh my gosh. So yes.
Thank you. I have a relief. Like I talked to my mom this morning. You know, mom. You guys know, but what's in your mom? They'll send you like these little forwards from WhatsApp that their friends sent, and it was cute. It was really cute. It was right on time, but like I got something out of it.
Yeah.
You know, just getting the confidence back in to do this thing, and to go forth and do my best on those days. But this was like the icing on the cake, like the cherry on top of the sundae. And sometimes you just need a little icing on your cake. A plain cake is good. The icing just makes it perfect. So,
man.
I love that, JD.
Right.
I love that. That was real sweet.
I love cake, so.
That's the rule.
Right.
I love cake. For real.
Let me tell you, JD. So one thing I'm going to say to you too, and I'm going to say this to everybody, and I'm excited to say that, let's see, let me do this quick countdown, and 5, 4, 3, 2. You remember the little that commercial? How many licks does it take? 1. Okay, here we go. I have up on Facebook. It's everywhere now, but on Instagram. Click on my Instagram bio. Look at the very first post. Be a living palm tree. I think this is beautiful. This has been the sentiments echoed this morning as we were talking earlier with Maria, and then it continues to be echoed right here with JD, because what we're talking about is this flow, this acceptance, that's bending with the changing winds. And bending does not mean compromising. It actually means understanding what you're working with and applying the next level of acceptance so that it doesn't blow you over or knock you over or just, be a petty tyrant even. Like, it'll just be like, okay. And here's the thing I love about this, and even what you just echoed, JD. This is why I say that everything is neutral and we're the ones that are inputting the meaning into everything. Because you could very well be like, no, like, this irritates me. I don't understand. I don't feel, but you're choosing not to. Like, you're just like, oh no. Now, the choosing came with a realization and more confirmation here with a revelation. But like, the real deal is you're like, you're dealing with this a different way. And nothing has changed at all about the other side of the equation. Nothing has changed except for your perspective. It's just depending on what glasses you have on at the time. What lenses are you looking through? So kudos to you, JD, for once again being an example and an expression of that with what you shared. And everybody here in the accountability family, how you continue to echo those sentiments in different ways in your own life. JD, have an amazing day today on purpose. And it's always good to talk to you. Yes.
Thank y'all again. Thank y'all. I wish I could. I don't know how to thank y'all enough.
I tell you, JD, all of this like love that we have for each other. It's the thing is, what I'm like, and I love anticipation. So, there's nothing like good anticipation. Like, I'm looking forward to the fact that as the world continues to balance out, and when things are where like y'all know, we're going to have an accountability family like get together. We're going to have a number of them. So I just can't wait till we meet each other, because we got so many hugs stored up for each other, so much love, so much just like giving each other flowers. And we're doing this every day. Much, much love, much, much love. And on that tip, I want to also say good morning to Dr. K and my Shariki, Eric, good brother. By all means, thank y'all so much for hanging out. If you'd like to come up to the stage, I'm gonna hang around probably for another 15. I always like to say it means the most to me to touch every human being, to say hey to everyone possible. But if you're just listening in the audience, you're listening in the background because you're devising a plan to take over the world as you're on your Zoom meeting, then by all means, thanks for at least putting this in the background so that your ass does not have to be so damn stressed out. Because y'all know we kick it in here, and this is the no stress zone. And so on that tip, everybody, let's say good morning to Delia. Delia, I know we talked to you earlier, but I want to say good morning to you again. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Miss Coco, ma'am, I can't remember what time your Thursday night story workshop is tomorrow. Are you still here? If not, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm here. So when I run rooms, it's usually at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But this Thursday, I'm going to be in the Bay Room at 8, so I wasn't sure if I was going to actually run it. It'll be for sure on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is the speaking masterclass. Did you want... I could have it for an hour on Thursday. Is Thursday better for you?
No, please still have your room on at 6 for an hour, because we can all go in there.
Okay, I'll probably set the room. Yeah, I'll set the room for an hour or so at 6 on Thursday. I have no problem doing that, just so you guys can pop in, and then I'll do it again on Saturday for those who can't make it. So, okay, sweetie?
Thank you. By all means,
all right, sister girl.
do exactly whatever. I'm fine. Let me just tell you that when the tribe has a room already set, and we've made adjustments in the Bay room because we support each other, that I do not, under no circumstances, want any of your rooms to not flow. So we just flow with it. We make adjustments. Okay? So, Coco, that's your standard time. That's what we do. We'll be in there with you for an hour, then I'll skip out to go set our room up, and then you come over when you're done.
Oh, you're so precious, LT. I appreciate you so much. I really enjoyed the room that you did the other day where you were supporting your brother. And that was fun. And I feel like, you know, if I miss the Bay room, I'm missing something really fun and really beautiful. And so just like I don't want to miss this room, I don't want to miss yours. So I appreciate that, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
We are flexible and we make adjustments for those who we love. And so I love you, sis. And I want to make sure that you stay in your flow and get your creativity out there, because someone is showing up just because you showed up. So I never want to stop the flow of what shows up when you're supposed to show up. If that's the time that God has allowed for you to show up, then that's what we do. We show up there, and then we're going over to the Bay room.
Yes, ma'am. Don't you just want to obey everything?
Yes, right.
You just want to fall in line, like the general in the army, and I'm like, sir, yes, sir.
Right, do you do? And you know the beautiful part. It's like, right?
That's what I'm talking about right there, LD. I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am.
Right. It's so funny too, because it's like it's layered with so much love that, like, even if you don't want to, you can't. You're just like, damn, that's so much love. Like for a person to have your back and hold you up on each side and lead you at times, and you know, just anchor you, like LT, you just, you know, your love is a 1 in a million.
That's my favorite movie. I'm gonna watch that.
Major Pain is off the chain.
And then,
hey, that's where I get that A. If you're looking for sympathy, it's in the dictionary between shit and syphilis.
Oh my god.
Major Pain says that.
Yo, I forgot about that line. Oh my god.
That's my favorite line.
I told you when Auntie G, you having a great morning because, yeah, that Tourette's is coming in. She just coming
Yo, y'all over there hollering third, like Major Pain.
Third.
I just figured I'd share my favorite line for the movie.
Thank you. Third. Dalia, thank you so much, though. I see that you got Amber. And I was like,
Nature is calling. I'll be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back.
So, hey, Dalia.
Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. That's my middle name.
Okay.
It was like, oh, snap. You know what? Fossils are often encased in amber. And that's what, you know, dinosaurs leave behind. So.
Ooh. Okay, you gotta drop some shit.
That's my new thing. Okay. My whole legacy, leave behind artifacts, you know.
Yeah, you got to say it now. You just said a word. What A.A. Ron would say? He would say, open up your mouth and let the words come out. That's what A.A. Ron would say. We should have a segment of what would A.A. Ron say. That would be a dope segment.
He would say, you can get my mugs on my website. No, I'm just playing.
Stop it. Listen, A.A. Ron does not have any holdback when it comes to sharing his gifts and his talent and letting people know.
That is why I love it.
Where you can find it. How many of us seriously don't self-promote ourselves? Like, we just kind of like, oh, well, they'll find out. I will be the first one to say, I don't do well at telling people what I do, who I am, how you can get in touch. I just don't, you know. And if we would just take, you know, from him and say, okay, why not keep plugging that in? When you want someone to know that you do something that is of value, make sure you share it and don't assume that people would know. Right.
Right.
I know that's right. I'm telling you, I'm here for it every morning. I may pick at them, but I'm here for it, okay?
Listen, because
somebody make a room on how to get over that, because I can't get over that hump. Like, I see my friends do it all the time with their businesses. They're like, oh, like she'll post it every day in her. Like, I'm just like, girl, I love it. I love you, but I need to know how to get over that hump, because that's when you get your clients. That's when you get your people. Like, but I gotta get over it. I gotta get over it.
Wait, time out. So you said start a room. I'm doing it right now. It will be at 2:00 today.
Woo.
Okay, I will be driving, so I will join.
Well, it'll be 2:00 my time, 5:00 your time.
Okay.
Sheesh. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I feel that.
Everybody, I'm just happy for everybody. I've been in and out, but every time I come in, it's just wow, yay, wow.
I'm telling you, that's what makes me so excited about this time. Like, I'm telling y'all, you know, I've never, how can I put this? The way that I've been waiting to pull the trigger on letting everybody in my whole world know about what I've been doing here. Oh gosh. So I'm just excited because this incubation phase of family and our relationships going deeper and deeper and deeper, and just helping each other and being on a journey together. Like, we have made such good use of time, and we're just amazing people. We're just amazing people. So Delia, thanks for always being amazing as well. And yes. And how's little Luna doing today?
Luna had to survive us being fumbling. She couldn't sleep last night, and then, well, it started at 2 a.m. She wasn't able to sleep.
Oh. I
put her in bed with me, and she still wasn't sleeping. And then just fidgeting, and I don't even think she started off, but it took me 3 hours to get her back to sleep.
Oh.
I think she had a rash that was actually growing, but it was probably from her scratching. Eric said, her pajamas making her itch. So we changed the pajamas, and then she had a rash or something.
Oh,
so I had to lotion her. And she's so grateful and so forgiving.
Aww.
Because when I finally put the lotion on her little legs and I felt the rash, I was like, oh no, you know. And she felt relief, and she gave me a little kiss and said thank you.
Oh my goodness, you're just gonna make me. I didn't even.
About being gracious.
Wow. Well, I tell you,
she's always so sweet and such a trooper.
Right. Well, I think, you know, as they say, as the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, you really help her to teach her about grace and about being gracious. You know, you take your time. You know, you're very lighthearted. You know, and that kind of thing, and you just do the best that you can. You know. And you're setting such a good example from her. So she get it from her mama. She get it from her mama. Yes, she get it from her mama.
I tried to take it easy yesterday and give my story a break. And I wanted to veg out and watch a TV show.
Yeah. And
so I was doing my steps, and I was watching a TV show, but I couldn't finish it because the main character got on my freaking nerves. I was like, you know what? That's writing's fault. Let me go.
I was just about to say that. That's one of those times when you can't shut off the writer, and you can't shut. You're just like, okay, I'll just go ahead and surrender to it.
Go right back downstairs and look at my characters that I actually like.
Oh man, I love it. Point you right back to yourself.
I had 2 hours sleep by the time Luna was blowing up. Like,
right. I got you. Look, you also, today I was pleasantly surprised too, because when I was like, yeah, I want to say what's up to Amber, and then I clicked in there like, hey, Delia. So guess what? My sister right under me, in age, y'all not gonna believe this. Papa was a Rolling Stone. I'm the only child on my mother's side, but on my father's side, I have 18 brothers and sisters. Yep, I said 18. Right.
Well, he had the easy job, so.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad he shared the load. He didn't put it all on no
Aaron, did you know up front he had those children, or did you find them on 23andMe like I did?
So no, I grew up with, you know, I knew most of them from growing up. I mean, we weren't always around each other, but we had some times, you know, here and there with either coming over my dad's house or reunions and that kind of thing. So, there's only, I would say, like 3 that I don't know, and that's just because they're out of state. And from the way that it transpired, that kind of happened early on in life with their mom, that kind of thing. So they're just, I don't even know who they are. He can't even find some of them. But yeah, so I fortunately though, the majority, the 15 I know, and we have a good relationship. We're all on good terms or what have you. But yeah, just why was I even saying that? I gotta remember why did I even bring that up? I was. See, Auntie Gina's cookies are kicking in, because now I can't remember shit.
She's feeling good about it, though.
I don't know shit, but I'm feeling damn good about it. Yep. Oh my God. Like the hit go. It's so funny, Auntie Gina. I literally would say that, like, when it came to even my writings, I'd be like, yep, I wrote a piece about it. Like the hit go. So yeah, but I was saying to you, Delia, that like, Luna and you being an example for Luna, and just how you're showing, lightheartedness. And I was also saying, I was mentioning my brothers and sisters, because my sister, that's how it happens, Auntie G. You just gotta start talking, then all your memory come back, My sister Amber, I have a sister named Amber, and she's my baby sis, right next to me in line as far as age. So you have just gone to another level as far as one of my favorite people, because you have the same name as my sister. And you said, so Delia is your middle name?
My first name is Delia. My middle name is Amber.
Got you.
I flipped it because I wanted to preserve myself as a part of my legacy. I'm putting myself out there, and I'm leaving part of myself behind, like a fossil in amber.
I love it.
I like that, Amber.
Yes. And I love the presentation, like, that made it pop. Like, I feel you. Nah, that makes sense to me. Oh, that's beautiful. So yeah, well, I guess it's nice to meet you all over again, because now I know another aspect of you. Yes.
Leah's leaving pieces of Amber around for us all to enjoy later.
Right. I love it.
Years to come.
Right. Yes. So I'm excited, and of course I'm excited about everything. The book. I'm excited about you. I'm excited about Luna. I'm just excited. So, as always, Delia, thanks for hanging out. As always, good to see you today. Good to see you.
Hey, Ron.
Yes.
Delia, I would like to say that you actually, what you said about your daughter, like about Luna and the comfort and all that was so sweet. I felt that as a mother.
Right.
Like, wow, he knows her. Like, she's getting to know and allowing Luna just to be, and you loving all of that stuff.
Right.
Like, being very detailed. So I thought that was really cool.
It's an honor. It's a great honor.
Yeah, you really are.
Just as a mom who has growing folks over here, and I've learned over the years to be able to say it's an honor.
Right.
That wasn't always my thought.
Right.
That wasn't always that. I used to be a little angry because I felt like I was doing it by myself. And but as I've grown and matured, I've learned how to honor this part of the journey, because it doesn't last long. It's only for a season. They're going to grow, and I want to make sure that I have these moments with them. Like, that's why I took them on the trip when we went back east, because I wanted them to be my 3 younger ones, and and to just experience. And my sister-in-law texted me and was just like, oh, we missed the kids already. And I just thought that was good. I left them with them, so that they can get to vibe with my siblings and stuff like that. So it just, you just made me mommy mode right now. Like, wow. And,
LT, one thing I am very privileged, you have to understand. So I am fully aware how
because my mother, I was raised by a woman who probably felt more like you, and having to do it alone and feeling frustrated. I'm fully aware that when my toddler throws food on the floor, I know that I'm slightly less angry because I'm not worried about where food is going to come from. And so so when I look at my mother, I had to have that humility and know, the bandwidth that she was working with at the time. And I'm so glad, LT, that you continue to grow and mature and that you've come to this place and just know, and I hope that you keep at the front of your mind that sympathy for yourself and where you were and how the limits that you were stretched to, because I know that my mom put me in this position where I can be in this mode with my child more often than not.
It's actually,
I thank you.
Don't you know that this is really one of my greatest work? You know how people say that they're working on certain things or they're working this out? Being a mom has been one of my greatest works of life. I'm literally, it warms my heart to know that I've learned and grew to where I am as a mother. Because I didn't have that. My mom is, she's not my mom. And I remember when I had that breakthrough of holding her hostage to the mom that I wanted her to be. And I remember I was having, honestly, my very first breakdown. And I was crying to my mom on the phone and saying, I need you. And she was like, I'm coming. She was like, just please stop crying. And I said to her, I need you, Mom. I can't think straight. Like, it's getting hard here. And I was just explaining to her. She never showed up. She never showed up.
Wow.
And I went back to reflect on it. I said she gave me all that she could. She doesn't try to support me at that level.
Yeah.
And I'm just honor the fact that she did the best she could with what she knew. And that's all that she knows. She doesn't know me as being the one that needs the mommy. Because here. So we were other people's children during those times that we needed our mom.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You just made me really just warm my heart with how you just explained how you care for Luna. Thank you for caring for her as delicately as you do.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
One, I can relate to you and with far as delusionment with your parents and also disappointment at a lack of growth. I'm definitely there. And also, I just want to salute you for saving yourself. Tomorrow or Saturday or whenever. So tomorrow I'm going to put my link tree up to my story.
Okay.
But one of the themes is innate salvation. How we save ourselves. With every breath, we are our own salvation. And your continued growth as a person, you've not only survived, you've thrived, you've grown. And I just wanted to, give you your flowers. I know you know that.
No,
it's awesome and wonderful to see.
I didn't know that. You just helped me to know. I did not know that. To that extent, the way that you put it.
Yes.
And man, I can't wait to listen. Start a room, please. Like, you just warm my heart. Like you were talking. So
I'm right there with you, LT. Amber, that was beautiful.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
That was beautiful for a mom who was right there with where your mom was. Every grain of rice mattered. And when we lost our temper for fear of not being able to feed them tomorrow, that's a whole topic of conversation right there. So you're gonna heal a lot of moms by telling that story and teaching about grace and also helping us to accept that we did the best we could with what we knew and understood. I appreciate you.
Let me tell you all, I love this, and this is why I love, creating a space like we've been talking about this whole morning, because the serendipity and the intention always makes amazing things happen like this. Always, I'm celebrating so much that moment that just happened, and I want to say that I think it's a great idea to continue with this conversation. LT, Coco, Amber, Delia. I'm gonna have fun now with that. That's got such a rhyme and rhythm to it. You should definitely do that room, and you should do that room together if you're able to find out what day and what time, you know, your all schedules work out for it. 100%. You see Delia clapping it up. And I say that because I think it would be great, and I'll be there too, you know, as much as I can. Shoot me to let me know what's what. Because of the fact that the support here with Delia, I think is the significant thing. I think it's the real significant thing. And so, yeah, let's hold her up. Let's support her. Let's do this room together with her. Would you all consider that, Coco and LT? Yes. I love it.
I'm already cut inbox. Yeah, I just
Thank you. I got your message.
Okay.
I love it.
When you're in the flow, when there is a moment that you know that is a God moment, you are to move in alignment, like, and just go with it. It's the hesitation that happens that interrupts the flow. Oh God, that was good.
You better speak life over yourself. Let me tell you, this is why I love this space. Yes. So much love, Delia, and please kiss the forehead of little Luna for me and for everybody here in the accountability family. Yes, peeps. Always good times. And as we continue with this experience, hanging out for a few more minutes, you know, I always say I'm good with doing overtime, especially when I got my peeps. Everybody, I want to say hello once again. Brother Eric, I hope you're doing well out there. Andrea, so good to see you. Angela, so good. Thank you so much for hanging out. So much. And so on that tip, everybody, let's open up our mics. Let's say a huge good morning to the good brother, Meyer Clarity.
Good morning, Meyer.
Yes.
Good morning.
Bringing the clarity.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Meyer, bringing the clarity.
How's everybody doing?
Doing well, bro.
Which is the whole first half of the morning show. I got another phone call from the same culprit that made me miss the other half of the other morning show.
So I was correct in my assumption that they're devising a plan to work against you.
Yeah, we were plotting how to take over the morning show.
Yes,
we were gonna come in dressed as pirates, and we were debating on who got the peg leg.
Irie, man. Right. Who got the peg leg? Because you always got the one that's got the peg leg, the one with the patch, you know. Irie, man. You know, when I was young, man, I had a patch over my, I had surgery when I was 4, so my left eye, I have a lazy left eye, so I had a patch on it. And man, like at first I was like, oh, what this? Then after a while I was like, wait a minute. I could be a pirate. I get to be a pirate. Like, I don't know why.
It's awesome.
It's so cool, right?
You get the distinctive eye patch look, you know?
Right. Oh, man. So, yeah, bro. We here another day, bro. What's happening in the world of clarity?
Bug haul shows, not too much. Just, yeah, I'm just here with y'all this morning as much as I can be, provided people don't call me.
Right.
You know, mostly just hanging out, taking it easy today.
That's what's up, bro.
It's my girl and I's 2-year anniversary. So,
congratulations, Maya. Congratulations.
We had a fun little evening last night, and I uploaded a track we worked on together. It's like a little collaborative thing.
Nice.
So that's on Spotify now.
Bro, can you possibly...
Spotify fucked it up.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they only have the radio edit up for some reason, so I emailed them about it. Sorry, what were you saying?
Bro, when you get a chance, at least if you're able to do it, sometime, you know, today or next couple of days, could you possibly put that link in your bio for Instagram, so that way when we're hanging out, you know, I can remind everybody and we can all check that out. And even though we can go to the other link, but just so we can make sure, less clicks, less focus, less to remember. Can't wait, bro. You say you and your gal did a joint together, bro? Really?
Yeah.
It was a quarantine special. She played ukulele, and then I chopped it up, added some 808s and some trap underneath.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, I can't wait to hear that shit.
About snacks.
Bruh, that sounds fun.
Right? Yeah, I figure like everyone's in quarantine. We're all getting a little like quarantine 15 and shit.
Right.
And we're eating our feelings. We eat a lot of cookies and shit. So we made this song called Snacks with an X.
Oh man, that sounds fun.
A good snack to keep you from snacking too much is cereal. Just put it in a little plastic baggie and munch on it.
We do eat a lot of cereal.
I'm about to say that shit. To me, cereal give you the snacks because depending on what kind of cereal you eat, you know, if it's the sugary kind, and your ass could be hungry after that. It's funny because I think about another snack that helps you not to snack, and popcorn is that one. You know, popcorn gives you that full feeling without actually being full.
I'm addicted to popcorn.
Me too. Okay, look, hold up. I gotta ask you this, Meyer. You eat popcorn, Meyer?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Actually, my girlfriend more than me.
Air popper and everything. Okay. I like to melt my own butter and mix it up and put a little garlic powder, onion powder.
Yes. Oh, Auntie G. Oh my gosh, the popcorn. Okay.
The full deluxe popcorn special.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me ask. So okay, since this is okay, I always have to ask first because it's just like other things. I realized, like, yeah, I thought that everybody eats popcorn because it's so damn good and it's so damn addictive, but I realized, like, oh, everybody doesn't do that. So I had to ask first. So here's why I asked. I put up a post on Facebook about a year ago, and it still gets hits for this day. People still comment on it and laugh. I'm like, am I the only one that when it comes to popcorn, I cannot eat popcorn one by one? I literally can only eat popcorn by grabbing grabbing handfuls and then just like the stuff in your mouth, and then
Yeah, you're not the only one there.
The whole time.
Yeah, and I like, go ahead, Maya. Go ahead.
I crescendo into it. Like, I know exactly what you mean. I'll start off like if I'm walking with the bag of popcorn somewhere. I'll start off like lizard eating,
right,
tongue and just like pecking one or two kernels. And then in the theater, I'm trying to like pace myself, so I'll just munch one or two, and then once the commercials are done, it's just handfuls on handfuls.
Bro, and I think that's the funny thing about popcorn is that I don't eat any other food where it's literally like after hand, and it's like nonstop. Unless I'm sharing it, you just can't stop eating popcorn until it's all fucking done, like in that one sitting. Like,
yup. And then the burnt popcorn at the bottom is kind of the best.
Yo,
or it's like a little icing on the cake.
That's why I like the air fryer. No
right.
Popcorn.
Look, but here's the funny thing, Auntie G. The funny thing is, and that's why I was laughing what Myra said. Now I'm not saying this is everybody, but some of us actually like the little bit of, like, not just toast, like it can't be black, but like that little bit of singe on it. Oh, right.
Well, I like that when I make the popcorn on top of the stove. I used to do that all the time because, you know, my kids like them pop in the microwave ones, and I was like, let me show you some real popcorn. And ever since then, they never let me not make it.
Nice. Bro, my popcorn, like when I put it in the microwave, you know, when the bag it says 3 minutes, but then, you know, watch it because it might be earlier. I wait, I hear that point where it's done, you know, where you only get that 1 or 2, and then I hang there for like another 10 seconds, like just for that singe. I don't know what it is. I thought I was the only one though. That's why I'm bringing it up. I'm like, damn, am I the only one that likes a little bit the taste of like a little bit burnt popcorn? And then I throw some seasoned salt on it, and then we rocking. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like adobo. That stuff is so good on popcorn.
I put adobo on everything, Auntie Gina.
Good job.
And my girl has a little spice mix that she puts on our popcorn. I think it's like garlic, onion, salt, spices, stuff. Synthetics.
Bro, I think the best concoction I've tasted on popcorn. Okay, y'all hear my cat? She's like, I don't give a damn about popcorn. Let me out of this room. You want to come over here and say hi to the people? They're waiting to see. My cat Autumn. But one of my favorite concoctions on popcorn is like, and I'm gonna have to get the recipe from Sanahata Amachandra. Maybe when she pops up here, I'll ask her, because there's this recipe that she made one time for popcorn. OMG, and it's like yeast. It's like yeast. This yeast mix along with like this herb mix, man. I was like, okay, so. In a nutshell, you trying to get my mama slapped, and I don't even do stuff like that. Like, come on now. It's crazy. Good popcorn will change your whole life. But yeah, Maya, so... Maya, I can't wait to hear this song, bro. I can't wait to hear this song about snacks, bro. That's dope as hell. That's dope, bro.
Oh, man. Appreciate that. I mean, I think it's probably out on other platforms, like, normally.
Right.
But yeah, I'll give you guys a shout tomorrow once it's all resolved and put some links up and stuff.
That's what's up, bro. Is this the first? I can imagine this is not the first like collaboration that you and her have done.
No, actually, yeah, it's the first one.
Oh, you serious? Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
super
like,
cool.
We got a couple others, brewing slowly, but it's a long process. So yeah, we did this one about like 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And been finishing it up ever since. And now it's out in the world.
Nice, bro. Super dope, man. Well, I'm always happy to celebrate, everything you do, man, every step you take, and in your life and path and livelihood, career, and the whole nine, man.
Appreciate you.
Hell yeah, bro. That's always good to see you. Always good to see you. Everybody, let's say good morning to Dayanara. Dayanara.
Good morning, Dayanara.
Good morning,
Dayanara. Oh, well,
Let's see back here.
Hey, Angela down there. Hey, Dayanara.
Dayanara. You too, Maya.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye, Maya.
Yes, Maya. Thanks, bro. Dayanara, how are you?
Dayanara, good. I'm okay. Rushing, running, crazy.
I hear you in motion.
I was in and out of your room. I'm like trying to listen and do life.
And make it do what it do at the same time.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of what Amber said and what JD said.
Yeah.
And it was just like right on point for me today because it's a constant struggle being home with your kids all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
It's a constant struggle and like knowing your worth, right? Because you're pouring into other people constantly.
Yes.
Like, who the hell am I? So I'm on my way to go get my hair done because I'm tired of my bushy ponytail. Raggedy ponytail, aka raggedy ponytail. Yo, I sport that 24/7.
I'm going to do my hair too now. Since you're going to do all that, I'm going to.
So yeah, I was lucky that the homeschool moms are they're helping me out today and staying with the boys, giving me just a little breather so I could go get my hair done, get a wax, get a facial, oh God, Jesus.
Who said the wax pick up?
Huh?
I said, who said the wax pick up?
I didn't get that. Sorry.
No, I was saying, you know how they do a restaurant thing and you say, who says wax pick up? That's what I was saying. It's okay if you didn't get it. It's okay. It's okay. It's just a little turn. That's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You taking
I go, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for
much
the room.
love.
Love y'all. Have a great day, Dayanara.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Auntie. I appreciate y'all.
Much love. See you soon, Dayanara. Yes, y'all.
My friend Angela's here, Aaron.
Yes. Your friend. This is your friend, Angela. Hi, friend Angela.
Good morning, Grand Rising, everyone. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you, LT, for allowing me to come in and inviting me. I thought I would come in. I said, well, she's asked me a couple of days now. So I'm at home and I'm doing some applications and catching up on some things some paperwork I needed to catch up on. I said, this is the right to multitask. So yes,
love it. So has this first of all, nice to meet you. I love getting a chance to hear new voices and meet new beautiful people. Has this experience so far, like even just as you've been hanging around, allowed for those tasks to just flow and have some nice background music to your flow in the form of people chopping it up about some good things?
Absolutely. The energy that I got from LT when I met her, I knew that the would be on, would have incredible people, and it would be exciting. So I'm just really, yes, I'm getting the work done. I'm able to listen. I have my phone. I have you guys on my iPad.
Yes.
And then so the phone is clear as well. So I had to figure that out, though. I was like, I'm always on my phone. I'm on my phone. I didn't really figure out that I could actually use my iPad too. So
yeah.
I'm getting it.
It's like, you figure, I mean, this Clubhouse thing is, it's here to stay. I mean, and I'm even saying that in our individual lives because it's just like, hey, it is what it is. It is helping us in a deep way to just connect with tribe and find the answers to all kinds of things. So it's like, you might as well just go on and either have another device and start like disciplining your life with it, because it's like, it's here to stay. Might as well put it in good proximity, And
absolutely. And I'm learning so much about myself, and it's exciting meeting new people right in the comforts of your own home, in your car. This is dope. I mean, like I am a lot, but it's just amazing. Like I am just ecstatic.
Right.
I'm always smiling. It's fun when I get on the stage and stuff. So yeah, we got something really going on here.
We really do. And I'm going to tell you something else. You got something going on your Instagram that has immediately made me be your new best friend, or you my new best friend. The Fox. Oh my God. What I tell you, I am.
Oh my goodness.
Look, let me just start off this convo like this. Okay. Two things about me. Number one, I've been fascinated with and studying psychology for longer than I've known that's what I was into and had a passion about. Now I understand it. Now I'm in school for psychotherapy and I study psychology and all these other things. But before that, I didn't know. It was just my fascination with people and behaviors and how we flow and how we go and what we believe and what we know and all these other kind of things, right? So that's that, and it allows me to know why I'm fascinated with everything in life: music, architecture, engineering, that whole nine. It also lets me know why I'm fascinated with psychology of comedy. OMG.
Did you see that face on the Fox? I mean, he was just... And you know who else I'm looking for is Sugar Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Sugar Ray, and so I'm looking for a picture of him. Yes, I love the greats, and I've always been able to learn from them. But that look, he kept that look throughout his whole career.
Right. Let me tell you something. He is my absolute fave when it comes to, my top in comedy. He's in my top 5. And I'm wondering why, I always love to meet people who we have something common. Okay. So I'm so much of a Red Fox fan that from time to time, good thing is I'm into self-care. So I remedy this fast. But from time to time, I get irritated at the fact that there are no more episodes of Sanford and Son that I have not seen already. There are no more episodes because I've seen everyone. Like I watch them like they're going out of style. But here's the beautiful part, and why I mentioned the psychology piece. I think the genius of Red Fox comedy comes really in the form of continuing to like look at his same expressions over and over again, and you realize like the deep genius of his comedy. He was fascinating to me because he had so much dimension. He could tell you a story. He could do something where he just give you a glimpse and you put the rest of the joke in your head for yourself. He just, to me, was like one of the geniuses of comedy. And I think that he's like underrated. Angela, are you a fan in that way too?
He was, yes, because he was very serious. He was a serious brother, and he was definitely funny. But of course, when you think back at it, he was genius because we didn't have all the technology and stuff that we have right now. So the way that he, got himself together and got on television and then some of the things. Have you ever listened to him off the television, like any of his albums and stuff like that?
Like him singing and that kind of thing?
Like stand up. They used to have him on that.
Gosh,
they used to have him on albums. We couldn't see it on television or anything, but it was albums back then.
Yeah. So what I did was I perused. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said he's a very deep brother. He's a very serious man, but he was also very funny. Yes. I'm so much
of a fan. Like, I've dug into his stand up and then like some of his earlier days. Like I'm such a deep diehard fan, and it's because of his mind and how deep he was. One of the things I like so much about him was that he could bring to the surface a very real topic like racism or classism or something else, and he could do it in a clever way. You know what I mean, Angela? That's what I feel from you with that.
It was absolutely genius. Yes, he was. And he kept it a black thing. He always kept it a black thing. That was the smooth thing about him. And Richard Pryor too, but we're not talking about him. But yeah, those two are my favorite. The Fox, I call him the Fox. And Pryor. Yes, both of them brothers was just amazing. And I love comedy, and I love Fox. So I need to put a couple more. I'm looking for Sugar Ray because he was fast. Sugar Ray was fast. You remember Sugar Ray?
I sure do.
Yeah, nobody ever talks about him now.
Right.
I mean, nobody.
Underrated.
You hear Muhammad Ali and Foreman. You hear about them, but you never really hear about Sugar. So I'm gonna have to look and see what's going on.
I'm telling you, he was graceful. He was he was very artful. Yeah, Sugar Ray was he was a whole deal, a whole vibe. So for the Red Fox, for the Red Fox lover and me, the Sanford and Son lover. Did you watch Sanford and Son as well?
All the time.
Okay, all right.
All the time.
So
Yes.
so for the Sanford and Son lover and me, what was one of your favorite episodes or scenarios, if you remember, like one of your favorite either episodes or scenarios from that, from all of the funny ass episodes that he had? Angela, do you have one?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on the phone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, what's one of your favorite episodes for the Sanford and Son lover and me? What's one of your favorite episodes or scenarios?
I can't really say that because I don't have that kind of mind, but I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth.
Yes. Oh my God, that should never got old.
After certain things, he would do, and he would grab his chest. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. He was cool. I really liked that part about him. So that would be the first thing that stands out. But as far as like episodes and stuff, like I'm not really good at that as a person. Like I get it. I know some people that go back and say, yeah, you remember back in July 1978.
Right.
No, I don't remember.
Right. Nah, I totally get it. I'll tell you one of mine. I'll tell you two of mine. One of my favorite moments was that one moment when he was in the bed sick and everybody was feeling sorry for him, and him. He always had that extra grumpiness, which made it so funny. So he had this moment where he's in the bed sick. Everybody trying to, feeling sorry for him. And of course he being his grumpy self, but they still dealing with him, right? Still loving him. And of course, Aunt Esther comes up. So they get into it. This man said to her, he said, Esther, he said, if you don't shut up, he said, I'll take your face I'll put it in some dough and make some gorilla cookies. Oh my!
He was so mean.
He said I could take your.
And he would milk you to death. He would milk you like if he was sick. Hell, he was sick.
Exactly. He milked the shit out of that. Oh man. You know, he just he was hilarious. I think probably my
he didn't play with Esther
at all.
Oh, he was a man.
I used to bump into Lamont all the time in New York.
Oh really?
Yeah, on Long Island.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, it's so weird.
Oh girl, that's exciting.
Out here in South Carolina, my sister bumped into Stephanie Mills in a Target.
Okay.
I never know who you're gonna run into.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too. I saw her in the Wiz when I was a kid in California. It was so good.
I tell you, my favorite part about Lamont Sanford, to be honest, is how they work together. To me, his style of comedy had like a little bit of cheesiness in it, a little bit of corniness in it, which actually to me is what made it so funny. You know, he would do stuff like act like he was coming in the room like Fred wasn't supposed to see him, but he would wait too long to like turn around. You'd be like, yo, come on, man, you could have. But he was great. They were just together great. All these people were great. So anyway, yeah, I just had to go down that reminiscing trail, because when I find somebody that loves Red Fox, I'm like, oh gosh, we have something in common already. But Angela, I also want to say that, you know, another thing that we have in common, like I was saying earlier, is psychology. I'm so fascinated with it. I see that you have your BA in psychology.
Yeah.
Have you always was that something that, like, you know, psychology, it was kind of like how I described it, where for me I was always into it before I even realized that I was fascinated with it? Or, you know, was this something that later on became a decision for you to go into? Like, how did psychology stack up for you?
Well, you know, like most psychologists, you know, I came from a really trying background, and I noticed like troubled people, not just in my family, but in other families. That when I was really young, I wanted to know why, like what happened, and what could we do about it. So that was kind of like that's what made me say, okay, let me go to psychology, see what I can do and what I could do for my family, immediate family, and then other people. So that's what was fascinating about psychology. And then I always wanted to. I think I was born with rose glasses. You know, I could see best in those that were maybe not so good, and the opposite. So it was like I just always wanted to help people. I feel like that's a huge need in my life.
Yeah, well, you know, that deeply echoes my sentiments and so many in here. And again, that's why I'm so excited about, you know, the people that I've met here as I've set these intention forwards, because that kind of sentiment is mine as well. You know, I've always been a person that tried to look and see how could I help to remedy the situation and the health of our fellow human beings and well-being. That's really what makes me a secular humanist at the deepest level, because I care deeply about the well-being of us, myself, and everyone else. And I find that the more that you understand psychology and understanding how we tick, the better you're equipped with the tools to help us through just one moment at a time, you know, one transaction at a time, one experience at a time. So yeah, psychology is where it's at. So did you know, I see, you know, with that, where did that take you from there after getting your BA, you know, as far as like, you know, where you are today? Like, what did that lead into for you, Angela?
Well, yes. Well, before COVID, I would go into the jail systems.
Right.
I worked with youth. I would go in and offer resources to women and men, and I worked for group settings. And then when I worked with at-risk youth, female and male, that was coming out of the judicial system, I was able to create different curriculums to try to get them to, you know, see some differences in their lives and to start changing some of the behavior. So it was before thinking thinking for a change came now, because they're doing it now in the jail systems right now.
Right.
But so yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I was thinking about pursuing my master's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about that, so I don't know if I'm going to actually do that. But if not this year, maybe I will, because I know that it's actually ongoing.
Right.
But I never wanted to have like a desk. I didn't really want to be in that field. I want to kind of be like a floating inspirational speaker.
Right.
Put some books out or something like that, some workbooks and stuff like that for the future. Yeah.
I love it. And so, the work that you're doing, I mean, I don't even have to tell you, because, your intention and the serendipity led you right to one of the places where this kind of work is needed the most, And so I really appreciate, what you're doing. It's such a pleasure to meet you today. Such a pleasure to meet you. And
likewise, and you have a bunch of beautiful people on your stage here, and I'm just so grateful that you guys brought me on in, and I'm so grateful that the Lord sent me this way, because I just knew. I said, oh my goodness, I told LT that I was going to come in. I believe yesterday she tried to reach out to me a couple of days ago, and I didn't respond. So I'm just so grateful that I was able to be around such great people, and I intend on, continuing this as well. So thank you.
Yes.
You have really engaged with me, and so I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes, you are so welcome. Everybody, let's open up our microphones and let's affirm Angela on an amazing day today on purpose. Yes. We want you to have an amazing day today, Angela, on purpose.
Have an amazing day.
Have an amazing day. So glad you found us.
Have an amazing day.
Yes.
Have an amazing day, all of you. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you guys.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. And family, as we're rounding up this experience, I'm going to say a few final things before we all affirm each other on an absolutely amazing day today. First of all, from the top, once again, thank you for hanging out for the AP Morning Show. Accountability Partners is who we are. One day at a time, one person at a time, one moment at a time, one laugh at a time, one conversation at a time, one affirmation at a time. We continue to shine together. No matter the weather, we keeping it together. Like veterans giving themselves their own dose of medicine. And so, with that, Brother Eric, I'm sorry, man, that I missed you. I saw that you come up on stage, man. I know you're weaving in and out of today and the time. And so, much love to you, brother. Look forward to talking to you soon. Cheyenne, thank you so much for stopping by. It's nice to meet you. I believe this might be maybe your first time coming through. And if it is, hello to you. And for everybody else that's here, LT, T, Coco Lorraine, Auntie G, Truth for Life, Maya Clarity, and our new friend Angela Fortson. I just want to say thank you all again for hanging out. Couldn't do this experience without you, and thank you for bringing all that you bring to it. For everything that we talked about, all you got to do is go to my Instagram bio. You'll hear about the mug, you'll hear about the canvas, the mom pillow. What else? Today we will be here.
The air fresheners.
What'd you say?
The air fresheners.
The air fresheners are not there yet, but they will be there very soon. Hey, Auntie G, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna send you a special air freshener right off the bat, like before it's even done, because of how much fun you bring to this experience. So yeah, what she's talking about is that one of the next Aaron Hill sentiments is going to be an air freshener, car air freshener for you. My own essential oils, not my personal oils, but I'll be putting together things with some other creators. And you'll see a message on this air freshener. You hang it from your mirror. It's a part of your aromatherapy while you listen to the AP Morning Show, as well as the other expressions. Speaking of which, the one that you're hearing in the background right now is Kamal, K-A-M-A-A-L, by yours truly, Kamal. All you got to do is just go to your place where you already listen to music. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music. Even if it's just Google, just type in Aaron Hill, Kamal. Or you can just go right to my personal site and you'll see it there. Check that out. Allow it to chill you out. And come back here for some more tomorrow. I want to say hello to Alexis as well. We say hello to you and everybody. Oh, one last thing. Yes. If you like to help me to, if you appreciate these and other expressions that I host or I'm a part of, and you want to continue to help me to host and to hold these spaces, then you can do so by looking at the space called my bio, and you'll see the info, how you can continue and we can continue together to weather every storm and push forward, because it goes on and on and on and on and on. All right, peeps. Everybody, let's open up our microphones. Let's affirm each other in any way we like on an amazing day. And I can't wait to see you all.
Great day, everybody.
Great day, everybody. Love y'all.
Yes.
Facebook, Aaron. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of myself.
Yes.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron. I put that link up underneath one of your posts.
Yes.
With the Morgan.
Oh, perfect. Thank you for that. And everybody, you'll see that on my Facebook post because I'm live on Facebook. So go there, look at all those comments. Boom. Thank you, Auntie G. Thank you.
Live on there right now?
I'm live right now. I'm live right now.
I sent you a little message saying, "Hey, this is Auntie Gina," because I have a different life. I be doing stuff.
Auntie G, I'm going to hit you up. Hopefully, I'm going to hit you up in a few. We will definitely chop it up. I can't wait to talk to you. We doing some things here, y'all. I love you, family. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Peace.
Bye.
AP on the show. Thank y'all for hanging out. FB Live, YT, everybody.
Take care. Thank you.
Yes. It's the best, y'all. Yes, y'all. It's the best, y'all. LT.